All right, nigga, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go on Facebook, fucking TikTok, everything, and go troll Jayson Tatum the same way you do Donovan Mitchell. Mind you, Jayson Tatum, what, 5 for 20, 5 for 19, what, 14 points, 13 rebounds? Did he close? Nah. Best player on the court, right? In your top 10. I fuck with him too. But he better get the same energy Donovan Mitchell gets. Because guess what? They've done the same shit that the Cavaliers have done. And their team is better on paper. Now they're down 0-2 to the Knicks. The same way the Cavs are down 0-2 to the Pacers. Mind you, all their niggas was healthy. My nigga D. Mitch goes crazy last night without Darius Garland, without Evan Mobley, without Hunter. But we don't care about none of that. So go troll that man. Please.
Get somebody else to do it.
Welcome to eLab, your ultimate basketball laboratory, where we dissect the game from every angle.
You are watching a master at work.
Going, man. Hey, first off, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Very special day for my mom, my sisters, my aunties and grandmas. You feel me? So shout out to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day, and I hope they do the same thing for us on Father's Day. You know, on Father's Day it get a little blurry where they be like, "Happy Mother's Day to all the men." We don't need none of that. We doing it regular.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day.
It's
Hey,
gonna say HFD for Happy Father's Day.
happy Father's Day.
That's it.
FD, all
That's
right?
all you gonna get.
Yeah, but you know we got to start it off right with the Happy Mother's Day, man. So, and I want to start with this too. With if y'all listening to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and you can't see the panel, we're gonna have some new people up here today because the original guys they gotta they had stuff going. So I got my boy Chris. There's one guy he participates a lot on our Facebook posts, and in real life. You know, this is my young boy. I grew up with him type of thing, man. I'm a Kayvon's gonna be on here later. He's another guy that I interact with, play ball with. He in the Navy. And then Dub is making a return, man. Dub is Zell's favorite op, man. I like to call him that. Dub. So I can't wait to Dub get on here, so he'll be here shortly. So if y'all hear, you just listening and hearing the new voices, man, that's why nobody's fired. Ain't nobody get fired. They just got stuff going on, man. So let's get into this, man. My boy Chris posted something on Facebook that I thought was very intriguing. He came out, he said, "Hey man, I thought the East was supposed to be easy, man." Chris, what made you say that, man? What you getting
Hey,
at,
what's
Chris?
going on? Hey, a lot of folks been struggling over there in the East. KD,
Yeah,
KD didn't get the
yeah,
job done.
yeah.
Giannis went one time and he ain't did back to back.
Mm,
I just want to know what's going on in the East.
mm.
When
Hey,
Braun was over there, they said it was free money.
they said it was easy. They said
Yeah,
it was
They said it
sweet.
was free money.
it's looking wicked over there. I don't know, man.
You
These
know,
top
Hey,
teams. I feel like I feel like it's experience, but with Boston, I don't know what's going on with them. Honestly, I thought Boston would play much better. Like stars ain't coming to play. That's all it is for me.
bro, I
that's a
think
fact.
I think Boston too cocky.
You think they got to say it again, Chris?
They
Your
didn't
mic
expect
went
niggas
out.
to come out there
They
like
got too
that.
cocky.
They gonna fight. I said I think they got too cocky. I said they ain't expecting niggas to come out there like that. That's exactly what it is.
True. That's true.
I was telling my brother, I said, y'all ain't played no real when y'all run into some real competition, y'all gonna get hit in the mouth. For
Yeah,
sure. Y'all gonna get hit in the
yeah.
mouth. So,
I mean, but they had a little trouble with Orlando too. I mean, even though they beat them how they beat them and stuff like that, but those weren't no easy games for them either.
It
So
yeah.
was a couple close games in there. It was a couple
yeah,
close games. It was a couple. I want to say three of those games. It was under 9 point spread. Like they
yep.
they they
Yeah.
could have lost a couple of them, man. For the set with the East though. Speaking on Chris's point, bro. Somebody had commented on that post and brought up the fact that well, you got to realize a lot of these teams in the East are homegrown, right?
Yeah.
The Pacers done grew up together. Donovan
Yeah.
Mitchell and them and the Cavs, they growing up together. The Pistons are growing up together. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we seeing all
Mhm.
these teams starting to peak and find themselves now. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was easy to say it's easy to say that the East was easy when LeBron was playing. But in the background, you had all these teams forming. Cade was getting drafted, and you feel me? Like Halliburton was getting traded from the Kings, and all this stuff was building. And now
Mhm.
Yeah.
the Celtics don't. I would say this: the Celtics went from being an overwhelming favorite to I'm not sure if they make it. Well, let me not say that. Let me not put my. Let me put. Do y'all think the Celtics come out of the East?
I I think the two losses made them wake up. I think they
Yeah,
still gonna come out though. I think the two losses made them come back and be like, okay, we we can't keep shooting threes all game. We gotta actually fight, and I think that's
yeah.
gonna wake them up.
And Jayson Tatum, bro. I'm a Jayson Tatum defender, there. You know that's my
Yeah,
guy. And
Hey, I
that
said he was going
game,
for 40 last night, man. He had 40 minutes, 8 from
he
20.
went for 40 minutes. He had 22. I'm like, bro,
I was like,
listen. And
ah,
Jayson
man.
Tatum, I told y'all this in the chat, bro. When it came down to it, it was about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter of the third game. Not this. No, no. In the second game, in game two, where
Yeah.
yeah,
he had three threes. He shot three threes in a row, and two of them was on Jalen Brunson. You got the weakest defender. You didn't even try to take a step in the lane, even to
yeah.
the free throw line, bro. And I'm like, Tatum, I
That
can't
weak
defend
ass
you.
sidestep, man. That weak ass
And
sidestep
side,
he always do.
hey,
Every
sidestep
time.
demon. He is
Man.
sidestep demon. He gonna spam that.
He said,
He
you
love
already
It
that
know
was
what he
sidestep.
doing.
it was making me feel like I had to agree with Red, bro, and I hate that. I hate that I had to agree with him because I think I see it in any other situation. I've seen Jayson Tatum whenever he get that switch, he'll literally put his foot on the free throw line for them to throw him the ball and get him
Yep.
reset. But he just didn't do
Yeah,
it. He just didn't do it, bro. So the Celtics, you know what? I say this too to the East part. To you talking about the East and just actually the NBA in general.
yeah,
What is making me realize? Y'all remember that statement that Steph Curry had where he said, "I've never seen." He was talking about Kyrie and LeBron. "I've never seen two players play at such a high caliber of play for a 7 game stretch." Right? I've
yeah,
never. He was like, bro, they was playing amazing. And to me, it grants like it like makes me realize like, bro, we ain't like what Steph Curry said. We haven't seen three players put together back to back games this entire playoff. I'm exaggerating when I say three players because the only
yeah,
guys I can think of is like Donovan Mitchell and Giannis. Outside of that, SGA is struggling, and Elvis had a couple games. He got busy second half last night, and Elvis was struggling though. You know, he was 6 for 13. No. He was 6 for 15 up into the second half, and then he went crazy. I think. Don't quote me. But he had 6 points in that first half. So, but it makes me realize, bro, like LeBron and Kyrie, they was playing at elite level, bro. They was playing elite basketball for a good 7 games, and it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier said than done. Cause
yeah.
SGA is killing me right now. I ain't got a leg to stand on with SGA, bro. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Honestly, and
Yeah,
I seen him the way I seen him smiling after that game. Some people probably feeling like, oh yeah, he gonna be. I said, nah, you can't be doing that, man. Like you supposed to be the so-called MVP, y'all number one of the whole league, not just the West, but the whole league. I don't know,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, depending on what Cleveland record was and stuff. But I'm just saying, like as for like what y'all did in that regular season, nah, you can't be doing this right now.
and see, it made me feel like this. Is the NBA? Let me rephrase that. Is the NBA even ready for LeBron and Steph to leave, bro? Are they ready? Cause I can't. I want them to be
it,
gone. I want them to leave, but I don't think they ready.
it
All
don't
of
look like it. Don't nobody want to take it. Don't nobody want to take
don't
that
Yeah,
nobody
title.
want it, bro. Don't
they
nobody
don't.
Tatum, Brown, Luca, no, nobody can play consistent enough basketball to get there.
And everybody
Nobody can.
falling apart too. You see, like have Steph Curry hurt, how LeBron hurt his knee when his last game. Like these players, they not the same no more. You already know Curry, his ankles was bad when he first started anyway. So you know, like they
Hey,
not the
his
same no
ankle.
more.
What was his injury? Did he tear? What did he do? Did he tear? No, pulled his hamstring.
I want to say he pulled it, but it was like a
That's what it was.
significant type
It was
type of injury.
significant to
Yeah.
where they saying he might not come back till game 6. Now,
Honestly, I feel like they saying that and hoping that they probably get him before Game 6. 'Cause I feel like he might not be 100% for that
Yeah,
Game
mm,
6.
mm,
But they just trying to keep that narrative and be
yeah,
like, oh yeah,
because of,
he
yeah,
be ready. But
because if we being real, game 6 is only about a week away. It's not like you saying like he got a month or something. It's only about another 5 days. What they at game
yeah,
4? The next game is game 4. So
Game 4. And
yeah,
if
mm,
they don't win, if they don't win no more games, ain't gonna be no Game 6. So it's like
it
they have to
definitely ain't.
win just one game. They literally just got to
and
They
win
have
one
to.
game.
speaking of them, speaking of the Warriors and the T Wolves last night, I thought the Warriors really needed that game, bro. I thought
They
they
do.
had it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought they had
I
them
thought
too.
They really needed that game, bro. They was up 7 for like a good
And they
five,
lost.
6 minutes
I feel
straight.
like I feel like once they lost Draymond, when he got fouled out, that's when like everything just started going downhill. Like once he went down, Jimmy Butler he started missing a lot of easy like little takes to
They
the
go K
basket
K
and
K. Hold
stuff.
on, wait a minute. K, you on the toilet, K? Oh,
No.
I thought you was on the toilet, man. I said, come on, man. K, what's up, man? Hey, look. So
Man, what's up?
we talking about the Warriors and T Wolves game, man. We talking about them in general, bro. Do you think the Warriors can take it to a game 6 to where they get Steph back? There go Dub. See, that's why I don't fool black folk, man. Y'all can't be on time. Come on, Dub.
Everybody
Talk
Oh
to
yeah.
came
me.
late.
Oh y'all. Oh y'all. But yeah, K, we talking about Steph Curry, the Warriors, and the Wolves, bro. Do you think they can make it to a game 6 to keep to I guess to get Steph back? Or is that series done? Is it over? Is it over? What up, Dub?
I feel,
What's up
as
with you?
much as people talk about Jimmy Butler gonna have to show up like he showed up in that Buck series for it to
For
actually be
Miami?
possible.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's gonna have to show up
It's
in that series for it to actually be possible. Because Buddy Hill is actually doing as much as he can. He's actually been playing over how everyone expected him to play. So if he can
Mhm.
just get some more help from
Kaminga
Pod
and
or
Pod.
Draymond or Jimmy Butler, because Pod can't go 1 for 10 for the rest of the game like he did
Can't,
last
Yeah.
night. That's
can't.
not going to help at
That,
all. Especially when they traded Klay Thompson for you to
Man,
have your starting spot. You can't go 1 for 10 for the rest of the game.
Not
nah, you
right
can't.
now. It's time to show and prove. It's time to show and prove. It's time to earn that money. Hey, and I was thinking about this too with Kaminga. Why they ain't been playing Kaminga this whole playoffs? He hooped last night.
I ain't gonna lie,
Kaminga,
Kaminga kind of lost that. I ain't gonna say he lost the game for him, but he made a lot of like at the end of the game, he like him playing
he ain't got it.
trying to be
Yeah,
the point
he ain't
guard
there
and
yet.
stuff. I'm
I feel
like,
you. I
I ain't
feel you,
like it.
Zell.
Like I thought
He
he
not
lost
there yet.
that. I feel like the time where he had the ball, he shouldn't have been holding the ball at all.
Yeah,
And I feel like
yeah.
them last possessions, he just kind of just
But
fumbled that
look, look,
shit.
Zell, but look, Zell, part of me blames that on the fact that they ain't get him ready all season for this type of role. He
Yeah,
went
Yep.
that's
from
it.
he went from being
Facts.
the 6, 7 man off the bench to now, hey, we need you to close out the playoff game. He
Yeah,
ain't had no preparation for it.
yeah
Facts.
mentally, he not ready. He not ready
Really.
for that moment right now.
He ain't
Mentally,
ready yet, and because some of the shots he was taking was just garbage. Some of the shot
terrible,
he was just kind
terrible.
of throwing it up. Mike
Terrible
Conley
shots.
had him in the box. It was just kind of like, all right, man. So as soon as they went up, as soon as the Wolves went up, I think they went up like 86, 84. I was like, oh, that's game. They ain't got it to come back. But Jimmy Butler, to Kayvon's point though, Jimmy Butler actually he went for what 38. How many Jimmy have? Jimmy had at least like 33, 35 last night. He was hooping.
Yeah.
He did his number,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
They
but
gonna
the last 8 minutes of the game, he didn't score it off. You
yeah,
know, he
Mm,
they
didn't score a bucket the last
yeah.
8 minutes.
He
The
was missing.
last
I
eight
know that.
minutes. If you're the
No.
star player, you can't score. You cannot not score. He didn't have a bucket the last 8 minutes of the game.
Like you gotta at least get a foul or something. You gotta make something
He
work.
didn't go to the free throw line.
Yeah,
He didn't make a 3-pointer. He didn't make a layup, a 2-pointer, nothing. He didn't make anything.
That's
they
If
gonna need that Jimmy. They gonna need that bubble Jimmy. They
yeah.
gonna
They
have to.
definitely
the
they need that 2020.
They gonna have
they
to.
Hey,
need to.
listen,
Nah,
They
for
need to.
real.
I agree with y'all
and
because
Draymond got to stop doing all of that
I'm
flabbergasted and
I'm
all of that
glad you
talking
brought
if
it
he
up.
ain't gonna back it up like he used to.
I glad.
Because these guys just killing him now, man. He just out there looking like a cone. He was
Man,
looking like a cone last night.
them
They
stats,
was they
them
was setting
seconds are
screens and
ugly.
I never seen teams set screens and put Draymond in the action so that Anthony Edwards could blow by him and go get a
Mm,
dunk. That's what
that's
they was
tough.
doing last night. They was using him as a cone.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
that's a tough state. Y'all see what Draymond said? I'm not an angry black man. He tried to say
Yeah.
y'all trying to paint me as angry black.
I
I'm
said,
like,
come
hey
on,
Draymond,
man. I said, don't do
hey,
Hey.
that
hey,
victim
you
card.
ain't
Don't do
angry,
that
but we
victim
see the
card.
game, bro. We
Hey.
watching, bro.
I
You,
I done seen them choke a nigga out. Nah.
Man,
Yeah,
you kicking
the
niggas.
score, the score is 0-0. He choked Rudy Gobert out. Come on now.
man,
Hey.
yeah, that's what I'm saying,
You
It's
mad
your
man.
about
narrative.
something, nigga. You mad about something. I don't know what it is, but you mad.
He mad about
We
something.
not
He don't
trading.
kick players, choked them,
I'm telling you.
everything.
And
Yeah, that's
but
right.
to Bill's point though, him fouling out at that end of the game right there when he fouled because I didn't think he fouled him, but he did put his hand on was it Jaden back? He had his hand on his
Yeah.
back. They didn't.
It was a bad angle when he went up and
Yeah.
stuff. That's what it was.
But they also see my thing is they didn't call it when he first had his hand on his back. They didn't call
Yeah,
it until he jumped, and that's why I was kind of like because he put his
yeah,
hand on his back 2 dribbles before he got to the rim. I'm not saying it's
yeah.
not a foul. I'm just saying I didn't think
Yeah.
I thought they was letting it go. So
Yeah.
when he jumped, he didn't touch him at the rim. You know, Jaden just missed it, and they called that foul and fouled him out. My bad, my bad. Let me get to my point. Draymond was running point guard for them. Kuminga wasn't bringing the ball up. So with Draymond fouling out, you got Kuminga trying to start the offense, which have a trickle down effect of he ain't passing the ball to Jimmy Butler, or maybe Jimmy ain't just being assertive and coming to get it because Kuminga was having a good game. Kuminga, I mean, because he played well up until that fourth quarter. Oh, I say middle of that fourth quarter. But so maybe that's what it was. It was a trickle down effect of Draymond fouls out. Now we don't have a way to initiate our offense.
But
Now
I didn't even notice that they didn't really have like a secondary point guard though. Like with Steph being out, I didn't. I kind of thought they had somebody to like replace that, but they don't really have nobody to fill that void. You got to think about a point guard is one of your most important positions on the court. Like even if you don't actually play that position, you just need somebody to just kind of orchestrate what's going on out there. Like you know what I'm saying, like let them get to their spots and stuff. But you just giving the ball to somebody to just kind of make something happen. He just gonna make
Yeah.
something happen like his pickup ball. So you know
Yeah.
that's all that
and
is.
that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like. Some pickup ball shit. He was trying to
Yeah.
back Mike Conley down from the 3-point line. He was trying to back him down from the 3-point. That's how Kayvon play. That's exactly what Kayvon. That's why he laughing. K taking post nigga up from the 3-point line, man. He look,
Man, stop it, man.
he post nigga up.
Stop
Hey,
it. And I
look.
know this ain't
Look.
and I know this ain't who I think this is behind you, EJ.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, you
Oh
can
no,
get
you
at
don't
me.
deserve you do
Yeah.
not deserve to have him behind you, bro.
Look.
No,
Hey,
no, no,
hey,
bro.
let's set it up.
Come on,
Let's set it up
let's talk
then.
about Donovan. Come on,
Let's
let's
talk
talk
about it.
about
Let's go. We can
Oh
go there.
my
Look.
God, bro.
I wanna, cause K, no, K, hold on, let me, cause I put it up there so you can get at me, K. I'm gonna look. Let's do this. I'm gonna read some numbers off of y'all. Y'all ready for this? Top 5 all time in playoff points per game. Third most 50-point playoff games ever. Most 45-point playoff games in the last 5 years. The only player with back-to-back 40-plus postseason games. And if he finishes this series averaging 40 points a game, he'll be the first player to do it since MJ. If he does that. I'm gonna ask the question. Now I'm gonna ask the question: is Donovan Mitchell a top 10 player in the league?
I say in the playoffs he is.
And
In the
To the panel.
playoffs.
I'm asking y'all: is
Honestly,
yeah?
I say this. I say this. I feel like yes, he is a top 10 player, but I feel like he's quiet on the court to some people and stuff. And he plays in Cleveland, so people not really seeing him and stuff like that. But if you really think about it, he dunks on people, he shoots threes, he goes to the hole, and we compare him to Anthony Edwards. But it's like, what is Ant doing that's making him so much better than him? It's not really that much. You know what I'm saying? Like a big difference, I would
he
say.
It's
You
ain't
not.
know?
doing nothing to make him much better.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's not like how people
Yeah.
talk and stuff. It's not like that. But I feel like the
Hold
way
on.
Anthony
Hold on.
Edwards.
What's that? Yeah,
No,
go ahead.
but I feel like the way Anthony Edwards just talks, his personality, it just puts him out there more. So when people
Facts.
do see him and stuff like that, they always because you think about it, he ain't been playing good these playoffs. Like his stats been terrible. Like
Oh yeah,
that's
that'd
like
be another
that's the,
talk for another day that EJ done brought up.
yeah,
But
his percentage ain't been that good.
All right,
So
no, you listen. I hit all corners. I hit all the corners.
hey,
No,
listen
to your
though.
point. To your point. Go ahead, kid. Go ahead, K.
This what I want y'all to put into perspective. All right, how much was y'all talking about the Utah Jazz before he actually got there? But the 2 years prior, how much was they talking about the Utah Jazz before he actually got drafted and actually, should have been,
How far back we going? Because I mean, if we
I'm
talking,
talking about
not like
in them recent years, them
oh, okay.
a
I'm gonna say
couple years
Stockton
before he
alone was
got
a
there,
conversation.
Utah was done. Utah was done.
yeah.
Utah was done. We got to go back to the time of Darren Williams and all of them
Yeah,
when they was
yeah.
actually hooping and stuff at that
Mhm.
time.
B. Will and Boozer. That's a fact.
D. Will and Boozer, they was nice.
Yeah.
But then they had a time where they wasn't even winning 20 games.
Yeah.
And then he got there, he made them the number one team with
Facts.
Gobert as his second best player,
Hold
as
on, hold on.
averaging
I ain't giving you that.
15
No,
and
Joe Ingles was
12.
his second best player. Joe Ingles was cooking Paul George. Joe Ingles
Listen,
was
they still had
Paul
Rudy
was
Gobert
killing.
as the
Go
second best
go
player on
Bears,
paper,
yeah, go
though.
Bears. Their second option though. He's their second
That was
option.
their second option.
He wasn't
He
their
was
second
winning
option
defensive
on
player of
offense,
the
fellas. I ain't giving
years.
y'all
He
that.
was rebounding. He was blocking shots. He was getting double doubles. That's who they had on the thing.
Yeah,
And
facts, facts.
then Cleveland, what was Cleveland doing? Please let me know what Cleveland was doing. Cleveland ain't did nothing without LeBron James there. Since
Yeah,
if LeBron James ain't on the team, Cleveland ain't did anything.
yeah.
So he goes to a team where he knows that the criticism gonna be crazy because
Yep.
of one of the goats of the game that actually played there, done just went back there in 2016, done won a championship for home, then I
Mm-hmm.
had to play against the gods of the Steph Curry's and KD teams before he finally just said, "Hey, I'm gonna go
Some big
back
shoes to
home
fill.
to be closer to my family."
Yep.
Yep.
And then now he decides to leave from Utah, a small market, to go to another small market and say, "Hey, I'm gonna make this team talked about again."
Let
And
me ask y'all
then
this. Now let me ask you this, K. Is the Cavaliers and Utah Jazz talked about? Period.
hmm,
Even afterwards. Like,
the
let me ask
Cavaliers
you this.
have definitely been talked about this year.
Do you let me while he's here this season? Were they the favorites to come out of the East?
No.
They were the
The
second.
Celtics are
They
No.
always gonna be the
it
favorites,
was
though.
Boston. It was
Yeah.
Boston
It was
this
You
always
year.
can beat
Boston. It was
Boston
always
because they
Boston.
won the championship last year, didn't lose anybody. So it's
Yeah,
hard for
yeah,
you to bring in a brand new team that's just hot right then, because we don't
yeah.
seen it too many times for people to be the number one team and go into the playoffs and take off those big dogs that's already done proven themselves.
Yeah.
Right, right,
So you can't
right.
actually just have them overjump everybody.
And I but
But
I ain't mad at
I
that.
think
if he continues
I
to
think
do
their
what
regular
he's
season
doing
record
now,
was
you ain't gonna have a choice.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
What you say,
they
Zim?
lost like all their games to like all the top teams in the regular season. I think too, or
The
something like
Cavs
that.
did.
So yeah.
They
So
did. They
like
was
the
like
teams,
versus the Thunder.
so like
The
the team that we expected y'all to kind of like show something, y'all lost. So it's just like why would we expect y'all to go on to the playoffs and do something if y'all can't win the big games in the regular season?
That's my
Right.
knock. That's that. So my what you just said is my knock on Donovan Mitchell. So
Yeah.
well, all that stuff Kayvon just said. What happens if Donovan Mitchell ends up being the high because he's a top 5 points per game scorer in the playoffs all time. We ain't just talking about now, all time. What happens if he has that and he's never making out of the second round? Why do I care?
You're right.
You feel what I'm saying?
But ain't that
That's
on
my
his? But this a whole team game, though. Ain't that on his team
oh no whole
if
team,
they not
no whole
uplifting his
team
game
game me.
though?
Say it again. Say it again. Okay.
His his points, assists, and rebound go up, not just his points.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
passing the ball to his teammates, he rebounding the ball, and he scoring. If
Yeah.
his teammates ain't up, if not going up, then how's that his fault? Just like in Utah, Rudy Gobert would go from 15-10 to 6-5.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
And that was his second best player. Then you got Darius Garland, who can't even stay on the court for this playoffs. So you put them
Facts.
in a hole
He
of
barely
Facts.
freaking
helped.
being 0-2 because he can't even be on the court. Then his other two star mates don't even play game two. Also, he misses his three star mates who he been playing with. And then now he goes 0-2. He gives us 47
He
points,
ain't
and that's
missing that
still
first
not
game though.
enough.
He ain't missing that first game. They was there that first game.
Oh, the first
They
game they was
played two
Yeah.
there.
one.
Yeah.
The
He was
They
in
first
was
game
first
there.
they was
game.
there. Pacers just
Ain't too
played
bad.
out of their mind,
I ain't
honestly.
no. I'm
But
not
the
mad at what
second
you're saying.
game, yeah. But
I'm not mad at what you're saying, Kay. I'm asking in a totality perspective of if if the points don't translate to wins, what do you rank it? Is what I'm saying. What do you care about more? Do you care about like for instance, like Jayson Tatum isn't having nearly the same type of playoffs as Donovan Mitchell. Now, what if
Yeah.
Jayson Tatum then goes and wins a championship? Does that like for
Yeah.
me? I value winning over
Yeah.
these points. Is what I'm saying. That's
I
my
definitely value winning, but
Yeah.
I also like to look at the whole stratoscopes of everything that's actually going on.
mhm.
Like, I'm never going to knock LeBron James for having 4 rings because of Mike and Kobe has 5 and 6. You want to know the reason why? I believe LeBron James played against some of the best teams that ever been put together that he had to play
Facts.
I'm fine with
against
that.
in
Hold
the
on,
championship
Facts.
stay right
with
there, Kay.
players that cut grass for a living.
Stay right there, Kay. Now, Donovan Mitchell is losing to the Pacers. Now what? He ain't playing against the Celtics. He ain't losing to in a championship against these best teams. He's losing
You're right.
against the Pacers. He's
This is
losing
a team that was
against
in
the
the Eastern
Timberwolves.
Conference Finals last year that we forget though.
Come on, man. They wasn't
The
like
pace
And they
the
took
Hey.
the, the,
they
the
and
wasn't
pace
they
is
like
took
that.
solid
the
Come
though.
on, man.
Celtics
Don't
to
you
the
tell me
wire
this
each
Pacers team is
game
like
in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Hey.
Look how close each game to the Celtics was last year. They had to pull out a freak. They had to pull out 7-2 runs, 8-0 runs in the final 2 minutes for them to beat the Pacers. Like Pacers was actually leading a lot more than they were last year.
That's a fact.
If you look at the
So
stats on the series last year, the Pacers was leading a lot more than the Celtics was
so
on last
so
year in the Eastern Conference
should the
Finals.
Pacers be
They
beating the
just found a way.
Cavaliers? Should the
Huh?
No,
Pacers be beating the Cavaliers?
no,
That's the
I
question.
don't. No,
It'd be
I don't think
different.
no.
so. But they
The
missing
Cavaliers
players
came.
for a game.
Hold on. The
It'll
difference
be
between what
2-1.
you
I
said.
think.
Say it again, K. Say it again. My bad, K.
I think
Say it
it'll be 2-1 if he ain't missing his guys game two.
if any miss him. The difference between when you say LeBron James and Donovan Mitchell in this context to me is that LeBron James went into those finals as the underdog. He went in them get all them finals they lost. He was the underdog, so it made sense that you said it. We got a 60-win team losing in the second round. That
Yeah,
to me is a big difference than saying, hey, he went and lost to Joker and the greatness of Joker. He's losing to Tyrese Halliburton. That's a
yeah.
different.
Yeah, but the thing that I don't like to mix together is 60-win teams of those teams that's the number one, number two team in the NBA with young players and guys who ain't never been in the playoffs or did anything to put them at that stratosphere with teams that's actually improving that they don't want. You see what I'm saying? So like the Pacers, for example, they haven't did anything. But since Tyrese Halliburton has been there, he's been at the Pacers more years than Donovan Mitchell has been at the Cavs. And since he's then, they gotten better every year.
Yeah, we
And
was talking
even when
about that
people were
earlier.
starting to count out the Pacers at this year and said Tyrese Halliburton was done, they started to go on a run at the end of the year, which they've been the hottest team since January, pretty much. And then they don't took it out to the play. They don't took it over to the
They
playoffs,
peaking at the
and they
right
just
time.
still playing just as good. The reason why the Cavs destroyed them as much is because of Tyrese Halliburton had one of the worst games he had in his playoffs history with
They
what he
lost.
had the last game.
Yeah, they
So
won. That's
they're
a
not a
fact. You ain't
bad
wrong.
team because of. I feel like the Pacers are, to me, the Pacers are deeper than the Cavs. The Cavs star players, their top five players is better than the Pacers. But the Pacers have guys that they can go to the bench that are
Right.
absolute dogs that can
Sometimes
actually
Benedict
do
Mathurin. That's a fact.
Yeah.
everything. They have players that did you see that Tyrese Halliburton wasn't doing nothing when they was coming back, but they could go to Mathurin them, and Mathurin them could go on scoring sprees that
Yeah, man.
Donovan Mitchell don't have that. He had Ty Jerome going 0 for 13.
Hold on. You can't
You
say
talking
Back to
hold on.
back
Ty
in
Jerome
there.
was the top did Ty Jerome win 6 men of the year this year?
Hell no.
He lost it. He lost it
Oh,
to
yeah,
Peyton
he wasn't
Pritchard.
even up for
He
He
was
wasn't.
six
he
man of
was
the
on the
year.
Yeah.
finalist. Yes, he was. It was
He probably
Pritchard,
like top
Ty
five, top
Jerome.
six.
He was top.
He was
Yeah.
He
top
won top
three.
three because the top three
He
was
was
No,
top
Austin
no,
three.
Reeves,
Beasley was on the. It was
freaking
Beasley.
Oh,
who it was?
I
It
gotta get
was
somebody fact
Pritchard,
check.
Beasley,
Fact
and
check me on that.
somebody.
Fact check
Who was
me.
the other
Yeah,
I'm
one?
pretty
Beasley
sure
and
Ty Jerome was in there. I'm pretty sure
I don't
Pritchard,
know.
Ty
Ty
Jerome
Jerome,
won
and
final
Nas
three for
Reed.
sure though.
Tyrone might have been in there. I don't know, but he didn't.
Yeah, he was. He wanted it. Listen, this
These
Cavs
playoffs ain't
team is
been
not
nothing though.
ass. I ain't letting y'all get that off. They are
Nah,
not
no, they're
I
ass.
not.
say this with,
Not at
but the
all.
I was
Cavs
not
they got
saying
injuries though.
they
They
ass.
got injuries though. The injuries
I'm
play a
not.
They,
big part though. The injuries play a big part. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's a fact. I ain't hard. But hold on, let me feel Dub in. Dub. So we talking.
what's up?
Is
Hmm?
Donovan Mitchell a top 10 player in the league right now today?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely easy. Let me give out some
Absolutely.
names real quick because I don't like y'all energy, man. Let me throw some names out there. Hold on, real quick, real quick. I got SGA.
Okay.
Is he over?
He's up there. I
Over?
mean,
He's over D
Nah,
he's
Mitchell.
just say
he's
the, just say the names,
he's
man. You know
Are you
SGA won
going in
MVP.
order?
Come on,
yeah,
man.
yeah, he's
No,
number
no,
one
I'm
right
just
now.
naming
You know that.
names. I'm naming names.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
just
was about
name
to say,
names.
I think it'd make more sense to me if you went in your order, EJ, because I need to know where your mind is.
My order, my 10 in order.
Yeah.
Okay, I try. SGA, Joker,
Absolutely. Yes.
All right, yeah.
Jason Tatum.
Mm.
Let me not do that. Let me go back. Giannis. I'm sorry. Giannis is number two.
All
Okay.
right, yeah,
Okay.
I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm
Giannis
listening.
today. Giannis right now. I don't know.
Giannis had
I don't know.
35 and 20 in these playoffs, bro. It's you know why? You know why this is hard? You know why this is hard right here? Let me preface this. I think Donovan Mitchell is the best player in the playoffs. Let me be clear.
Hmm.
He is the best. He is performing the best in the play. I don't even have my second player to him will be Jalen Brunson. And then after that, it kind of
Okay.
get a little muddy because everybody kind of in between.
Yeah.
You throw it was in there. I would honestly throw Aaron Gordon in there. Aaron Gordon been playing like
Hey,
he
Man,
was
Gordon lights out.
like
hey,
he
that
was
boy
in
want
Yeah,
to
I'm about to
February.
ring.
say.
Hey, that
I'm
boy
about to
want
say
to
because
ring.
if you was to go to the top five players that's in the playoffs right now for what they did in the playoffs, The one is hurt, which would be Steph Curry, and then the
Mhm.
other two, and then the other three are gone because of LeBron James and Luka got out the first round, and Giannis. So those are
And
the top six players in the playoffs that would be playing. The only ones that's left is
I ain't mad at
Donovan
that.
Mitchell, and that's been pretty
Yeah,
much.
I'm not mad at that. All right, here go the last four. So I said SGA, I got Tatum, I said Giannis and Joker. What about Brunson? Jalen
Yeah,
Oh,
he
Brunson.
up there.
definitely.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
He
yeah,
up
Brunson,
there.
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, he
He up
up
Brunson
his
there.
and
game every
Edwards.
time.
We talking
Hey,
about
Hey,
versus
I,
Donovan Mitchell now. Versus Donovan Mitchell though.
oh yeah.
And
Okay.
that was a Donovan Mitchell.
And there was a Donovan Mitchell.
I
Yeah.
I,
got Milton. I
Who you
got
I
Milton.
would
got?
take I would take
Yeah,
Mitchell over Brunson.
yeah. I honestly take Mitchell over Brunson and Anthony Edwards
Okay.
per se
Mm.
What'd you
because
say,
it
Dub?
would.
What'd you say, Dub?
I would definitely take Donovan Mitchell over Brunson. I think the West is going to win it this year, regardless of who comes out of the East. I just think the West is too talented. But I think Jalen Brunson is doing his thing. But if the Cavs go up against the Knicks, I think the Cavs have the Knicks number. I just think they will win it. But
Okay.
right now, I think the Cavs have I mean, I don't know. They in some hot water right now. We're gonna see because the Pacers
Last
have
one.
their number. But if they can get through the Pacers, I think they can lose to the Cavs.
EJ, do you still got them stats on Anthony Edwards in that closeout game when they beat the Lakers, of what his stats actually were when
0 for
they
11.
actually won?
0
Talk
for
about it.
11 from the three, 5 for 19 from the floor, man. He had 15, man.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
He
okay,
had
okay.
15.
If Donovan Mitchell does anything like that, the Cavs are losing by 30. I promise you,
I can say the
either
same
Facts.
thing about
20 or
Brunson in that
30.
situation.
Yeah.
And let's be
Yeah.
clear. I got Brunson and Donovan Mitchell over Anthony Edwards. I do. People get
Okay.
mad at me on Facebook about this, man. They be mad. Like, what, man? Brunson
I,
and
I like
Mitchell are
Brunson. I like Brunson. Yeah, Brunson
they are
decent.
literally. Go ahead, Dub. My bad. What you about to say,
Why
Sean?
do you have Brunson over Anthony Edwards?
Jalen Brun. To first point was to what Kay said. There's no game where Brunson can score 15 points in these playoffs and they win. There's no game where that can happen for him. Jalen Brunson, the New York Knicks, the way their offense is set up, bro, the ball does not move unless Jalen Brunson has it. He is
Hmm.
literally the best player on the court for them
Yep.
95% of the games. OG was in that game too, though. He was in, I think it was
Hmm.
game 2 when he had 29. But Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson, if y'all watched that last, what was it, maybe the third game, y'all? No, it was the second game where it was like 6 minutes left in the fourth, bro. And it was like Mikal Bridges, OG Cat. They didn't know what to do unless Jalen Brunson had the damn ball. Like they wasn't
Yeah.
even dribbling it up half court, past half. So the
Hey,
reason I say that is that I think Jalen Brunson's usage and how much his team needs him to do well is far more than that of Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, when they
Okay.
beat the Lakers, when Anthony Edwards and them beat the Lakers, I thought Jaden McDaniels was the best game 1 and game 3,
Okay.
and I thought Rudy Gobert was the best player in game 5, and that was 3 of the
Okay.
wins that they had. That was my opinion though. Anthony Edwards still, I think he got.
I feel like
I
I
hate
feel
to say
like
garbage.
the Timberwolves, they got a lot of players like stepping up, like Nikhil Alexander. You got
I agree.
Jaden
No,
McDaniels is a new man.
yeah.
McDaniel's doing
McDaniel
his
stepped up a
doing.
lot.
Yes.
Conley, he comes in here and there when you know what I'm saying when he got it.
DiVincenzo been on stepping up. All of them been
Yeah.
actually
Listen, hey,
stepping
Julius
up.
look, Julius
Julius
Randle.
Randle had a triple double.
Talk
Yeah,
about
Julius
it.
Randle turned it around. Yeah, he did.
Talk
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
let's
that
talk
was
about Julius Randle because of
Let's talk about it.
people was talking about how the Knicks fleeced them to get freaking to trade Cat and him. In my
Mhm.
Hmm.
opinion, Julius Randle has been absolutely better than Cat has in these playoffs
In
so
the
far
playoffs, yes.
because Cat has
Yes.
been
Let's talk
playing.
about it.
Cat
Cat
been playing.
soft.
He
no
been
for real.
playing softer than a
Cat
gummy bear.
soft.
What you mean?
He had a few good games against the Pistons in the first round, and it's
He hit
like
a couple,
his
yeah.
his
Yeah.
bad games are that bad. He don't have average games. He had just
Yeah.
His
good
bad
and
games
bad
are
games.
14, bro. You can't be
Yeah.
Yeah.
having 14, dog. I want to check that real quick. But and what's my boy Julius? Julius averaging
Look at
22,
Julius
5, and 5.
Randle. Look at Julius Randle bad game. I don't know how many bad games he actually had. I think he had one bad game when the Lakers beat us. The one when the Lakers beat them that one game.
Yeah, yeah. Cat right here had a stretch of 3 games where he had 17 points, where he went 5 for 14. He had 10 points the next game, went 4 for 10. At 14, he went 6 for 13. And the last 2 games against the Celtics, he had 21 and 21, but he went 5 for 18 in this last game. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming a lot of his points came from the free throw. Now he's dominating the rebounds. I will say that, y'all. Rebound wise, 11, 15, 13, 17, 15. He's getting a lot of boards. But as far as like production and scoring and helping Brunson out, he gonna need to in order for the Celtics. I mean, the Knicks to beat the Celtics. He gonna need to
They
step
got
it up.
they
He been
got to
aggressive
because
enough.
the Knicks already don't play nobody, so it's like who else they gonna go
That's a
to?
fact.
Thomas
Fact.
Robinson? Like,
That's a
come on,
fact.
man.
He go,
Back to your
Chris.
question about
Go ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead. You
Oh
you
no, no, I
mentioned
was just
something
gonna
about,
speak to the Julius Randle guy. To Julius Randle. Go ahead, y'all.
but real quick, because I wanted to harp in a little bit more, because I wanted to say something about the Donovan Mitchell thing, because you try to take away from him, I guess, because you said the way he, because I saw you post, you were like the way he playing in the playoffs. I guess you feel like it's affecting his rank. But if we go back to LeBron, against the Mavericks, game 4, 6 points, you know what I'm saying, to lose it,
Yeah.
that didn't affect, you know what I'm saying, not, I don't want to go far as to say his legacy, but it didn't affect his rank or the way we saw him and his potential in the league. So I wouldn't take anything away from Donovan Mitchell. I don't remember him making it this far in the playoffs before.
Donovan Mitchell. He went to the second
Yeah.
round. This is to be it'd be his
But
second or third
Utah,
time to the second round.
Yeah,
But hold
Utah,
on, here,
he
hear
has
me
some
out,
good
Bill.
balls in Utah.
This was my argument. Because Gavon mentioned this earlier. My argument to that was we're seeing LeBron do it in the finals. Let me rephrase that. He's at least getting his team to the finals, and he had a
true,
crappy game. You're gonna have crappy games. That's fine. I'm at
true.
what I asked Kay was, okay, what happens if Donovan Mitchell has all this production and he only has made it to the second round for his entire career? He's never made it out of the second round. That's one of the knocks we have on Tracy McGrady, is that he was so good, but he couldn't get out of the first round. You know
True.
what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you're wrong in that LeBron had bad games. And truth be told, that Mavericks series definitely affected his legacy. Let's be
Yeah,
clear.
for sure, for
Aaron,
sure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think most of us out here are LeBron fans, to be honest. But
Yeah,
when we talking to
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
outside
Yeah.
of
Let's
that,
make sure that we don't. Let's make sure to let these people know that we're not trying to compare Donovan Mitchell and LeBron James
facts,
at
facts,
all.
Right.
facts, facts.
We're
facts,
just using
yeah,
Disclaimer.
something. We're just using something to compare it to something. We're not comparing them
yeah,
at all.
yeah,
Facts.
Period.
yeah, yeah, facts. Just mostly because they
Yeah.
both play for the Cavs too, and that matters.
Yeah.
But
That's about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I wanted to go back to what Kay was saying about Julius Randle and Carl Anthony Towns, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Julius Randle numbers, bro. From the start of the playoffs, his worst game was 16, and he had that in the very first game versus the Lakers. Since then, he had 27, 22, 25, 23, 18, 24, 24. And I want to say 6 of these games he's shooting over 50% from the floor. And another big difference, just watching the game, not looking at the numbers, Julius Randle is putting motherfuckers in the paint. Whoever
Yeah,
checking him, he putting his shoulder in your chest and he putting it, hey man, come get it. Come get it. And
He
every
I'm
made.
time,
Yeah, he
I
made
every
like that.
Draymond
time.
look like a little boy last night a couple times.
Come
I
on,
ain't
man.
lying, bro. He gave him his shoulder. Draymond just started
It's
grabbing
about,
like this,
yeah,
like he didn't
I
know
like
what
Yeah.
was
that.
going on, bro.
That's
Like,
a
yeah.
big difference from him
He
and Cat.
been a dog though, for real though. Like, what
yeah.
else
Yeah.
do you expect from a rookie player that had to? Have y'all ever hear him talk about how Kobe would shut him and Clarkson and all them out
Yeah.
of the freaking
Yeah.
locker
Hmm.
room
Yeah.
and be like, if you're gonna be soft, y'all ain't coming to practice today. If y'all gonna be
Yep.
my rookies, I'm not letting y'all play. That's a difference from
Mhm.
players like Kobe and them, who people feared, who made they
Yeah.
rookies be feared versus
Mm-hmm.
I love LeBron, I love KD, I love Steph Curry, but they want their rookies to be their friends.
Yeah.
They
That's a
shake
fact. K
hands
talk.
with
K, we
them.
gotta bring K
They
back, Zale. I'm fucking with this panel, man.
Hey,
I'm loving this talk.
not,
I
but
gotta
he,
bring y'all back.
but
Y'all
he,
got me
hey,
excited.
hey, nah, but he right though, and just like
Talk
speaking
to
on
me.
with Kobe, Julius Randle is he's the only Kobe's teammate that's in the playoffs right now, like the
yeah,
last of the dying
It's
breed
only
type shit.
four.
yeah.
Jordan Clarkson
Like,
was one of them. I saw that, Zale. I saw that.
yeah,
That was
Larry Nance, but as for the playoffs wise, we seeing what he learned in his Lakers time. You know what I'm saying? Like we seen the little small things that people probably ain't think about, talk about, none of that. Because you gotta think about it. When it comes to the playoffs, your talent, your skill, that's like the least of what you gotta do to try to make it. You gotta really just kinda have heart. You gotta have like
gotta
a
have that dog in you.
IQ. You gotta really know what you out there doing. You just can't
They
go
got
out there and
Yeah.
just play.
they
You
got
gotta
Yeah.
have
I
a
think
strategy
Cat
and
Randall.
all
doing
that.
shit like this, and they got my boy Cat looking real zesty on the
I
bench,
know
Man,
man.
they
man, they
do.
got my
They
boy
got
They
cat
got
looking
my
looking
boy
crazy,
rough,
looking
man.
man. For real,
crazy.
for real.
He got cat looking
For real, for
crazy.
real. I
I tell
blame
you,
it on
Randall.
him going to. I blame it on any player that's going to some fine shit like he going home to every day. It's gonna mint some
Mm,
type of power
Hold on,
from
you
you.
can't say that
If you
because
land,
what? Hey,
I'm just saying if you
what
laying
Zell
up
mm.
up?
with that
Zell,
every day, if you laying up
you
with
know what
that
I'm about to
every
say, Zell?
day,
I know
I'm
you're
just
gonna say
saying
it.
though, he not
Say it.
doing it. Them other players not doing as much as he is
Hey,
though.
Donovan Mitchell
She
got
she
Coco
got him going.
Jones.
But
Donovan
Hey,
Mitchell
listen
got
hey,
though,
Coco Jones.
and
but that ain't
Savannah
his wife
bad.
though.
Savannah
Coco
bad,
Jones
bro.
ain't his
So I don't
wife,
know.
bro.
What say
Coco
K?
Jones. Savannah is a different person though. She's an old school type
That's true.
lady.
Right.
She
That's
stays
true.
at the house. She don't do too much. All that. Cat wife. She literally has him out there on models, freaking walking as
He was
like a
at the
model,
boxing match.
going
You
to all
right. He
these
was at the boxing
parties,
match the next
boxing
day after
matches.
they.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
They
there.
He
holding
outside with her.
margaritas up together.
That's
Like,
right. He was at that. He
how
was
much
at
is
that.
he in the
Very
gym
classy.
if he's doing all of this with her, bro? Like, how much time is she taking away from the gym?
He at the spot.
That's a fair point, man. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Hey, next one though. I want to move on to OKC, man. OKC versus Denver. How y'all
Yeah.
feeling about overall about the series? Chris, how you feel? You
OKC
got some
ass
thoughts on the
shot.
three? Go.
OKC ass shot.
Okay,
I
see.
can't wait till SGA get out the playoffs. He ass pretty much. That's all I
Oh,
gotta say.
damn.
Hold on, Chris. Go ahead, Chris. I know you got to go. How you feel about
I
OKC,
feel
man?
like it's been some good games though. Like it ain't. It's must see TV. I say that about the first round of the playoffs to now. You
Mm-hmm.
can't
Fire
really miss a
basketball.
game.
Fire
You
basketball.
really can't miss a game. It's been
Fire
good.
basketball.
I think Denver gonna pull it off. Denver got more in their bag, man.
Yeah.
Denver got more in their bag.
You got Jokic,
Hey, man.
Westbrook, Aaron Gordon. I mean,
They
Yeah,
even
they got
bro.
the
Michael
experience,
Porter
man.
started playing good too. So it's like you got a lot of
And,
pieces.
and Aaron
I will
Gordon
say
want to
this
chip,
though.
bro. Aaron Gordon playing like he want to chip.
And
For
Yeah,
Gordon,
real.
he
yeah.
said, y'all
For
saw what
real.
he said. He want to get Westbrook a ship. Y'all saw that where he
Yeah.
was like, I want to make sure he playing like it. What he got? Three
It looked
game
like
winning
it.
shots for game time field goals or something like that. Three.
Yeah.
What you
Yeah.
about to say, Doug? My bad. I ain't mean to cut you. Go. What you say, Doug?
No, no, you're good. I was just gonna say, right now, I think we're seeing in the real time, man, the passing of the torch. You know what I'm saying? If it don't happen this year, definitely next year. SGA versus Jokic is definitely going in OKC's way. I don't know how many more losses OKC is gonna take and how much more experience they're gonna need, but I really think this is their year to do it. If they're gonna do it, after this year, I mean, I think it's gonna be a no-brainer. But this year, I think they have the opportunity to do the passing of the torches again. The Warriors. I mean, because you mentioned something about who's the underdog. This is the first time in a long time I could say the Warriors are the underdog. You know what I'm saying? And they're fighting, but I didn't even think they was gonna make it this far in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So to see the Pacers, and other teams like that being in conversations as opposed to the Warriors who have Kaminga, they got Butler, and you know what I'm saying, and Steph Curry's hurting whatever, but and they're holding their own. But it's just crazy seeing the passing of the torches. LeBron lost it in the first round. You know what I'm saying? It's really going down. You know what I'm saying? These young players are
Listen,
really,
listen,
really
listen.
making a name
No,
for themselves
listen.
right now.
Don't be trying to talk about your boy LeBron. Ain't nobody worried
I
about the
got to,
Lakers.
man.
Ain't nobody
See,
worried
Hey,
about the
I,
Lakers,
I,
man.
I was
Lakers
hurt.
up
I
he
out
was
of here.
always
hurt.
find a way, man. He always find a
Ain't
way.
no
Hold on, wait a
Patrick.
minute, man.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be no Lakers slander on
Look,
here.
look. We all
We're
I
not
there.
gonna
know,
We
do
all
that
man.
here now.
LeBron
It's not
fans.
gonna
That's what
be
I'm
no
saying.
Lakers slander on here,
We
okay?
all there.
Because of we're talking about this year, all right? We're talking about this year. And if SGA doesn't take advantage and get it done this year, he's looking at Anthony Edwards Minnesota team that's only gonna get better, and a Lakers Luka team that's only gonna get better,
That's true.
and a Denver team that's gonna start going down a little bit. So you're gonna be
Mhm.
looking at the three top young players to be duking it out in the
In the
playoffs for
spot.
the
Yeah,
next time,
that's
which
right.
is SGA,
Hey,
Luca,
hey, and
and
don't forget
Anthony
the
Edwards.
Spurs out
Yep,
there. Don't forget the Spurs and the Rockets.
yep,
You can't forget
The
the
yep,
Spurs
Spurs.
got to win
Yeah.
30 games for me not to forget
No, but
about
they was
them.
on pace when Wemby was healthy. When Wemby came back,
yeah.
Wemby was healthy.
Yeah.
They was 7
When
seed, 8
Wemby
seed.
was healthy, when Wemby was healthy, they was a 10th seed.
They was 8.
They
They
were
was
not the
number 8.
7 or 8th seed.
They
They
was
were
number
number
8.
10. They were
They was
10.
fighting. They was clawing. They was clawing. They was fighting.
And
They
hold
could have
on, but
made it
hold
into
on,
the play-in, but
K.
there still was
K, they was
ass.
talking about Giannis going to the Spurs. That was one of the talks we had. Giannis was supposed to get because he's
That's
with
not
the
gonna happen because
Bucks and
Giannis gonna
Spurs.
be on the Lakers. That's not
Yeah,
gonna
Rihanna's
happen.
going to the
Oh
Lakers. It's
God! All
over
right,
with.
all
Giannis ain't
right.
going
Like,
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know,
down.
man. I
That's
don't
Man,
know
over
all
about
with.
right,
that.
look.
I
We
want to
already
hear
got
that.
him.
Hey, look. I want to say something that's gonna really hurt my feelings to say, dog. SGA, I don't see it in him, bro. I don't see it. I
mm.
don't. I don't. It's something. I don't see it in his eyes, bro. It's something about like it's too
Yeah.
lackadaisical for me. It's too
Yeah,
calm. It's too
he's too
chill.
Do
cool.
that.
I don't like
He
Hey,
it.
do
got
that
that
smile he
dog.
did.
He got
EJ,
that
do that
dog in
smile
him.
your favorite player did after the game, man. Do that smile
Man,
he did after the game. There it is.
that shit fucked me up. I said, man, what are you
I'm
doing?
like, what? You know, and
Oh man.
bro. Listen, y'all.
My
Listen,
bad.
bro. It gets on my nerves to see That Denver OKC game, that last game, they was calling that
Mhm.
game physical the entire time. That game was
Mhm.
there were literal fouls that happened that they just let go. I seen one play, Chet Holmgren did a pump fake, dude jumped over his back. They didn't call a foul, Chet dunked it. Any game, that's
Mm.
a foul. Michael
Yeah.
Porter Jr. shooting the ball, kicking his leg out. Somebody hit his leg, he hit the three. They ain't calling the foul. They calling the game physical. So for SGA in that 5-10 seconds span when it's fourth quarter, for him to come down the court and do that swing through lets me know that you ain't there, bro. It's something in your mind
Yeah.
like
But they
you
should have
ain't
called a
realizing
timeout,
what
though.
is
They
what's
should have called a
happening, bro.
timeout that last play.
Yeah, bro.
They needed that
On
Yeah,
top
because
of
timeout.
that,
what was they stats last? What was the two MVP favorites stats last
they
game?
both played kind of bad, man. They both
Both
had
of
bad.
them, what 7 for 23 and 8 for
I got
25 or
it.
something like that.
They
Yeah, I
both
Something
think
real
had.
close to
Here
that.
it is right here. Yeah,
SGA was
seven.
like 8 to
SGA
20
went
something.
7 for 22. He had 18,
Oh.
1 for 6 from three, and then Joker had 20. He went 8 for 25 from the floor, 0 for 10 from the three. They called it an
Mm.
MVP ass off. That's what it's called on here. I don't know if y'all can see that.
Because
MVP ass off.
That's crazy.
I think
It,
because Jokic was like a minus on the court.
he
For the
was
last
Mm.
two games, he been a minus instead of a plus. His two
Yeah.
worst games
Hartenstein
of
and
like his
Chet
career damn near.
Belly. Hartenstein and Chet are probably the best two defenders you can get to check him, in my opinion. This is just me watching. Chet, I like Chet just because he's just agile. He's not heavy enough to guard Joker in the post, but he's long enough to make it difficult for Joker. But
Yeah.
Joker,
Like
he's Joker.
your Hartenstein said that he getting on him and he hitting him in the side a little bit so he can get a little bit more at aggressiveness
Move
or
him a little
whatever.
bit.
He said if
Mhm.
yeah, because he said on like a little podcast he went on that when they was talking to him how he gonna guard him, he said I'm gonna guard him the same way that Anthony Davis did, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna be more physical because he was like Anthony Davis seemed like he started like letting up a little bit because he had to score on the other side.
Right.
Right.
Hardenstein was like, my only job is to make sure SGA and all of those guys can get buckets, and
Yeah.
me to stop this guy or not stop
I'm
him, but
spending my whole energy on it.
to make it hard on
Mhm.
him. So I'm getting all of my energy. I'm hitting him in the sides. I'm grabbing him. I'm all up on him. I'm not giving him space to shoot his three, to do his step
Yeah.
back or
Yeah.
anything. I'm just making it to do whatever I
Hey,
can. You know
use
what I'm
your
saying?
six
So
fouls.
he giving his
Use them.
all on it.
Yeah.
You got them.
That's what he said.
Facts.
He's giving
Do it.
his all on it.
He giving his
Who
all.
y'all taking? Who y'all taking if the T Wolves are up against the Nuggets? Because I
Hmm?
feel like similarly,
I got
like
the
the T Wolves.
Nuggets.
First of all, the T Wolves right now they got a strategy and they hungry and their defense is on point. I think they got a good lineup
The
for the
T-Wolves
Nuggets.
destroyed the Nuggets last year, right?
In the
Yeah, I think
playoffs,
so.
I think
The
they
second
They
did.
was in the
round.
playoffs
They
last
did
year.
beat them.
They
That was second
destroyed them.
round, I
Yeah,
think, last year, right?
I think 5 games.
I
That
double
was
check it.
5 or 6 games.
Yeah, I check it though, but I do think they did beat them last year.
No, they
Yeah,
definitely
But
beat
I
that was
don't think it
also
was
with Cat.
close.
That was last year. That was Cat though.
Yeah,
That's
that
true.
was Cat. But
That's
Anthony
true.
If y'all
Edwards was
care.
playing out of his mind last year, actually.
Hmm.
Way better than he playing this year in the playoffs. So it was
Yeah, they
actually
beat them. They
Anthony
went
Edwards.
7, y'all. They went 7. They
Okay.
7.
Minnesota beat them in 7. Yeah, they played 7 games. And
Yeah,
Edwards
Yeah,
had
I think
Minnesota
they got
43
beat.
the
in one of the
lineup for
games.
them.
And
Yeah,
Edwards
Anthony
had
Edwards.
43 one game, 44 one game, 27, and then I
Yeah.
think this is a 30
See?
ball. So yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He
We
was
ain't seeing
cooking
that
Jamal
guy no
Murray.
more.
I don't know. Hey, wait a minute. I don't know if he's just gonna cook Russell Westbrook though. Russell Westbrook been strapping up.
EJ, you find your best way to try to get
I
this
know, right?
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook into some
Hey,
type of
Nah,
conversation.
have y'all
Westbrook been
checked? Have
hooping, bro.
y'all?
He
I
Westbrook been
has.
Let's
never
hooping.
find the
forgive
numbers.
He has.
Westbrook for what he
Let's
Westbrook been
did to
find
hooping,
the
my
bro.
numbers.
Lakers team, bro. I never forgive him for what he did to the Lakers organization, bro.
What he do to the
He
Lakers?
set us back a couple years.
Man, he ain't set them back.
He
What?
ain't set him back.
What?
They made him the scapegoat.
Whoa, my
Mm,
God. You saying he was
mm.
the one who he wasn't playing bad?
Man, he was playing bad, but they just put him in a bad
He
situation.
averaged more turnovers than he averaged assists
I think.
as our point guard.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
he go to quit. Well, who fault is it this year? Because Russell Westbrook ain't there. Who did it this time?
LeBron James is 40 and he did as much as he could.
For
We
real.
don't have a big
Listen to
man. They rescinded the only big man that we could have had. Yeah, that's the reason.
yeah, that's true. They should have got Mark. I ain't gonna lie. Hindsight, they should have got Mark Williams. Not even just for the sake of
That,
for the pick and roll effect for Luca. That
I
pick
would have
and
got him hurt. I would have just got him
yeah,
hurt. Fuck it. Whatever wrong with him, he was
yeah,
still
take it.
playing once they said he couldn't play. What? I don't get it.
Hindsight
cause
is
that,
All right.
2020 because you don't even play Dalton Connect. You don't even play him.
yeah,
You don't
that
Facts.
even put his
small
ass
ball that
in.
they did the last game. And that
Yeah,
last game was trash.
Yeah,
yeah, man. Look,
don't
listen
connect
to
for a
these
lot.
stats from Russell Westbrook. The Thunder are shooting for Game 3, 2 for 10 from the floor when Westbrook is guarding somebody. 2 for 10, 0 for 3 for the three. 1 for 4, 0 for 3 from the three. And in Game 1, 0 for 9, 0 for 7. He's holding opponents to 3 for 23, 13% from the floor.
Damn.
The way
I'm
that I would counter that,
I'm
I,
just
would- I would
saying, Russell, he
I would
playing.
I would go based off of an argument that you actually made earlier, which is the fact that Anthony Edwards don't have to do as much as a lot of other teams because they have a whole strategy in place and he has a lot of help. So I think first of all, Anthony Edwards has just as much, if not very close to the tenacity that Westbrook has. So it's
Absolutely.
going to be much CTV, and then he has help. I think it's still swaying in the favor of the T Wolves.
Yeah, yeah, what I'm saying.
Oh, he done dropped out. His
Mhm.
Yeah,
thing must mess up. So y'all, do y'all have when the T Wolves play the Nuggets? I'm sorry, y'all got the Nuggets beating the
I
OKC.
I
That's
got
what
the
I was about to
Nuggets.
say.
I
Me
got the
personally, I
Nuggets.
Got the
do. Me
Nuggets beating the
personally,
Thunder.
Yes.
yeah. The way the Nuggets are playing this year, I feel like the Nuggets can really, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they can really do what they got to do and stuff like that. At first, I thought the coaching change would hurt them, but seeing the way Coach Joker, cause I feel like Joker's a
Joker and
coach that
Westbrook coaching them.
yeah, I feel like the way they doing it now, I feel like they can get it together. As long as they make the right timeouts, the right play, like they're out there rushing in and stuff like that, I feel like they can do it.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's gonna be crazy. Look, I wanted to say this one thing too about SGA, bro, and that this is another reason I was thinking that he ain't got it. That was and when that it might have been 30 seconds on the clock. Don't quote me, but it was when Aaron Gordon hit that three. Jamal Murray is bringing the ball up the court. Instead of SGA getting in front of him and stopping the man, he let Jamal Murray go past him and tries to back tap him. Mind you, this fourth quarter, it's 30 seconds left. They down, they up three. He lets Jamal Murray pass. He tries to back tap him. He misses the back tap. Chet Holmgren, who was guarding Aaron Gordon, helped him on
Yeah.
Jamal Murray. He runs
Yep.
over to Jamal Murray. SGA, instead of rotating to Aaron Gordon, he sends Chet. He's like, no, just go. Chet has to close out from the three. He's standing in the paint. And that's how they got the shot open. And that
Yeah.
that that to me is like, why are you playing like that? Because I'm watching him. He just trotting up the court, bro. It's
He
it's
too
the
cool.
game on the line, bro. The
But
game
you
is
gotta
on the
think
line
about
right
it.
now.
He
He just
don't have no vets. He don't have no coaches. He don't got nobody showing him the ropes. He literally just
yeah.
out there figuring it out himself. You know what I'm saying?
And that yeah, that was what was kind of like I don't think SGA got it yet, bro. He ain't got it, bro. They
Yeah,
got
I don't. I
another
don't
level.
even know how they keep on comparing who the best player to play on OKC. Like him and KD is on the same stratosphere.
Yeah,
I
Mm-hmm.
because
KD,
that regular
I say
season he
Westbrook.
KD's
was.
I don't
seat,
think he passed Westbrook yet.
Yeah, yeah,
Or
KD,
Westbrook
neither
did.
one of them. Yeah, but
Yeah.
especially not KD though.
Yeah.
yeah. That
KD on OKC was a different type of animal
Yeah.
sometimes, bro. Like I seen him turn on games where like they thought it was over with, and he went out
yeah.
there and had 40. Like it
Yeah.
was
Mhm.
crazy.
I
But
But
had
like
me. I
KD
was on that
definitely
SGA,
wave. I was on that wave in the regular season, man. These playoffs is exposing a lot, man. These playoffs is
mm-hmm.
exposing a lot, bro.
and I was
SGA
trying to
was a
tell you
Everybody.
that.
consistent
I was
30
trying to
all
tell you
season.
that.
He,
I've been trying to tell you that, EJ. I was trying to tell you
yeah,
that all that time. All y'all was talking about SGA. I was saying when that court shrink, when he doesn't get as many free throws as he usually get, he doesn't get those calls. Then what
Different
is he gonna
different
go
players.
to? What is he gonna go to?
mm,
Because they not letting him get to that little easy little mid
yeah, that
range
little
that you can
midi,
get
that
to in
little
the
step back
playoffs.
midi.
That
Free throw
midi, you know how
line.
they play? They pack in the defense. They force you
Mm-hmm.
to go to that spot that you think you're gonna get that shot at. They send a person at you, and you have them throw the ball out to them corners to these guys who not hitting them shots. So
Mm-hmm.
That's a
you're
fact.
leaving yourself for you not to score, and your other guys is not hitting the shot. So now what? And the difference between the Nuggets and them in this series is, what y'all said, Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook has been able to be that person that Jokic know is in there in the corner wide open, and
Yep,
Russell Westbrook has been hitting these shots. So I
yep.
had to give him his props for that. And then Aaron Gordon, for some
Aaron
reason,
Gordon
every
just done
play,
stepped his
all
game
the
up.
play, every time, it's not just this playoffs though. If you go back to the time when they won the finals, Aaron Gordon
2022,
stepped up in
2023.
that whole playoffs. He stepped up
Yeah,
in that
Yeah.
whole
man.
playoffs that time too. He just ups his game when he feels like it's a team that people are counting them out against. He ups his
Mm-hmm.
game because of when they won that championship and they played against the Lakers us and they swept us
In the
that
Hey,
Western
year.
Conference Final,
back
yep.
Aaron Gordon looked at that
back
series like
doors,
they not
putbacks.
blaming us.
He
I'm
was
talking
there.
about like
Everything.
he a couple times like I'm here and said I'm here. Like Aaron Gordon got like, you know what I'm saying? Aaron Gordon, another one of them guys who like, you know what I'm saying? Just
You
like
ain't wrong. Listen, you
he
ain't wrong. I
against
was
some
counting them
he
out.
against that old school.
Yeah.
You know what helped him? That ass whooping Michael Porter Jr. gave him helped him. Because I had him. I was counting them out. I was counting them out in the regular season, bro. I said it on the
Allegedly,
pod.
allegedly,
Allegedly,
allegedly.
my bad. Allegedly, I was counting them out. Cause I was like, man, Aaron Gordon ain't got that same fire he had in him. He ain't banging this regular season though. He ain't banging on the boards. The intensity looked gone. Playoffs
Yeah.
come. Well, I ain't gonna say playoffs come. Right in between them getting that fired coach to the end of the season, MPJ had to come see about him, beat him up, whatever. And now he playing like
Hey,
he
but
won another
if you think
championship.
if you think about it, I guess if somebody get punched in the face, it kind of either gonna hurt you, or gonna hurt you, or gonna break you. You know what I'm saying? Because
Cause
I
I
feel
told you,
like
ain't
it's
no
the
way you
whole.
beat me up and I'm gonna go out here and win the game for us. Not 3 times. He done did it one too many times for my
You
life.
gotta think
I would
about
have
it.
won one
Yeah.
game for us.
But
But you
they
done beat
said
me
Mike
up.
did.
Nah.
They said Mike did the same thing to Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr started hitting them shots in them games, man. So hey,
They
you probably just gotta
playing.
get a little
So
punch here
let
and
me
there.
I ain't saying yeah. They said Kobe used to whoop people ass. They ain't play good at a game, bro. I ain't lying though. He said he used to. They say he used to
Hey,
pull
for
them in the
real.
locker room. He used to pull them in the locker room and tell everybody else to get out, bro. And there's somebody to walk in that motherfucker while he up in there with him, bro.
while he
Like
was
for real,
doing
for
it.
real. Like
Oh
he
For
don't he
wow.
don't
real.
he got up with even Meta World Peace was talking about how people thought he was like he got over there and they thought Kobe would be afraid of him and he was like Kobe had eyes. Kobe and Jordan had eyes that you would be like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm cool on a guy like that because of like you
Mm,
can't do nothing but respect it. So when
yeah.
Kobe would talk, Metta World Peace said he was only one of the people who would listen. You know, what I'm saying? He would listen. You know,
Yeah.
and I
I ain't mad at
think
that.
that these players now are missing that.
Yeah.
They're
Mm,
absolutely missing it. They don't have no one that's actually telling them to shut the fuck up and just be you. Play
mm,
your
Yeah.
game and
Yeah.
do what you're supposed to do versus doing what looking at. I think these young players look at the media too much, that they own
Yeah.
ESPN watching this stuff and all this stuff, and you know what I'm saying, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like
mm.
back it's too many like we're on the podcast right now but like these players on podcasts on their off days like what is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Draymond doing
Not
when he
locked
need to be
in.
in the gym hitting shots making
Especially
sure
right
he
now.
can make shots he got a podcast today
Yeah.
after getting a,
He got a
after
pie.
getting their tail
It worked
whooped.
out when they won that championship. It worked out that year, but that was it. Like that was just a
Oh, he had a
little.
podcast back then when they won. He
When
had one.
they
Did
won
he?
that
That
last
last time they
championship.
won that's when he about started pretty
Ah.
much for
Yeah,
real.
because a lot of people
That's
had
when he
Okay.
about
problems with that,
started.
but he
It wasn't
eventually.
as big though. He didn't have as
Yeah,
many fans as he has now.
yeah,
Like
but
he
now you
hadn't
got
won an
Baron
award
Davis on the
for it
show
and
and stuff. So
everything.
yeah, it's
Yeah, he
different
don't
now.
want an award for his podcast and all that now.
Oh
So now
damn.
only thing yeah,
Okay.
Draymond got award for it. Yeah,
Hey,
Draymond got an award for his
we
podcast.
see how podcast P went down. So hey,
Listen, I've been a Paul George hater since last year. I am. Look.
man,
Last question. Now let y'all we get up out of here, man. Last question. So, with all the talk about Denver now, what we doing if Joker win another championship, man? What if Joker win a championship, get him a Finals MVP?
top five. Nah, I
What
ain't gonna
is
say top
he?
He
five. Top 10. Top
he
10. Top
What is
10.
he
he
ranked
Top 10.
centers or
he
all
Top,
time?
you talking
Whichever
about
way.
top
he
10
top three
players or
centers.
top 10?
He got to be top three centers.
He
Top
top
He
three
five
won't be
centers.
top.
centers.
He won't be top
Top
three
five.
center.
Top five.
Talk to me. That's what I'm
He'll
saying.
be.
Says, hey,
Top.
I'm
I
talking both,
say.
K. Cause K, let me say this,
I'm
y'all.
saying, do y'all put Tim? Do y'all? So I put Tim Duncan in both. I put Tim Duncan as a
He
top.
kind of
I
floats.
put Tim
I'm not
Duncan
mad
as
at
a
that. He
top
does
three
float.
power forward and a center.
You put him in
So
He
both.
because he
does float.
plays at both, I put him as a top three
Yeah.
in both.
Cause
So
it's
he's
he
not
did play
over. He's
center
not
though.
over
Yeah.
Tim Duncan
Nah, he
at
ain't no
all.
Tim. He
I
ain't no
think
Tim.
even though I think Jokic is a Tim Duncan on steroids.
Mm.
Jokic plays the basketball game the same way as Tim Duncan plays the basketball game, except for he has a step back three. He has runners with one leg, and he
Oh,
passes the ball better
and Tim Duncan
than
lock up
Tim
though.
does.
And Tim
Huh?
Duncan 15-time all NBA
Yeah, but
defensive.
that's
So,
what but
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Like when it comes to
oh,
like being fundamentally sound, playing
yeah.
basketball without like not all of that
Oh, I
extra
got you.
stuff, he just
I
like
think
spins and he
I
makes his
think Il
regular
Gaskins on
layups and all
steroids.
that.
Yeah.
Huh?
What'd you say, Chris?
Il
Say
Ga-
again, Chris.
Il Gaskins on steroids.
Yo,
Yo,
Gaskins.
Gaskins.
I
Still
never liked
Gals
Yo
is
Gals
a
on
Gaskins.
five.
steroids.
Hey, look, because K, I was gonna
Hey, he
say
got a
this.
point though. I ain't gonna lie about it. He got a little point with that Ilgowski.
I ain't mad at
Ilgowski
that.
had a little,
He
he had a
was.
little
Yo,
slow in
Gaskins
that
was
game
tough
and
too. He had
stuff.
a nice
Yeah,
little mini. Yeah, I ain't
He
mad
had
at
a
that.
little game, but they said
yeah,
He
LeBron
did.
James ain't had nobody on them teams. But that's another day for another talk.
yeah. That's
For
another that's
See,
another
see, here you
conversation.
Nah,
go.
That's a
another
TikTok. That's a
conversation.
TikTok live right there. So
Hey, when you say Jokic is a top 5 center though, you kind of say he's a top 10 player all time. I mean, when you think about the centers that are, I mean, we got Kareem, Wilt, Shaq,
I'm saying if we put him
Hakeem.
on. So are y'all
But if
putting
you
him
put
over
him in the top
Kareem?
5
No,
centers,
right?
no, yeah, no,
I ain't
yeah,
putting them over Kareem.
I'm saying y'all
but
not
ain't
putting him
no
over. Y'all not putting him over Kareem, right?
Nah,
right.
Are y'all putting him over Shaq?
no.
Are y'all putting him over Tim Duncan?
I don't.
Listen,
I like him
If
over
we
Tim
put Tim
Duncan.
Duncan as a center, yeah. I mean, nah. I'm not putting him over
Are
Tim.
y'all putting them? I put Tim Duncan in power forward and center. He literally played both of them. He
yeah.
played half his
Mhm.
career power forward, and then when old boy left, he played half his career
The
center.
center.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen to me,
So
Kayvon. Listen to me. Listen, hear me out
hold
real
on,
quick.
I'm
Before
not
you, I
done
want to
naming
stop
these
you.
players, man.
When you name the player, I want to stop you on. Because if we
Who
talking
Tim
about,
Duncan?
I want to stop on Shaq.
Oh,
If we
Shaq.
stop,
Oh,
if we
Mm.
talk, if we talking 3 MVPs, and I'm finna get another championship and a Finals MVP, I ain't got no Kobe. I ain't got no D Wade.
but Shaq
What
got.
we doing?
But Shaq.
Oh,
The
he got a
difference.
Murray now. He got a Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
That
He got
ain't
a little.
Kobe and D Wade. That ain't Kobe
The
and D,
difference, but
and it ain't Phil Jackson
EJ, the
either.
difference
It ain't
between
Phil.
this is, you should
And I'm
pull up,
coaching the team. Oh,
you
Kayvon,
should
I'm
pull up
also
Shaq
coaching this
final
team.
stats.
That's a fact.
Pull up
That's a fact.
Shaq's final stats
35 and
in those
18. I
Yeah.
know
championship
it.
games. I'm a
Them
big
stats,
Kobe
them
35 and
guy.
stats are
18.
crazy.
Kobe, no, he averaged 39 in the 2000 series.
Did he? I
It
ain't
was
mad
like
at it.
30. It was
Don't
definitely
be
30
act.
plus.
Hey, hold on. Let's
38,
not act like
39,
Joker
one
can't
of
get it.
the two.
Don't act like Joker can't get it. Don't act
I'm
like
not
he can't
saying he
go get
can't
it.
get it, but
Oh,
he's not as relentless as Shaq.
But
absolutely.
I feel like
Shaq was feared, bro. They started fouling him because they didn't want him to dunk on them.
see,
No, they start
Hacker
fouling
Shaq.
because his ass can't shoot
You
free
know how
throws.
Yeah.
because
yeah.
he was too dominant.
His ass
They
can't
had
shoot
to
free
find that
throws.
was
Go
the
ahead, I'm
only
listening
way
to you
that they
Yeah.
though.
could stop him. Free
He
throws.
he was a guaranteed bucket until he got fired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna
exactly. So
lie.
you
Look.
had to
I'm
that's
gonna
the
read
only
off.
way.
Let me play some homage, K. Let me play some homage to Shaq because you brought up 2000 finals. Listen to these numbers, guys. God dog. 43 and
He won the
19,
MVP that year too, didn't
40 and 24. Yeah, he did. 33 and
40 and
13,
20.
36 and 21, 35 and 11, 41 and 12. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking
Hmm.
Christ. That nigga.
he?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Doing everything.
It's like, what we
Hey,
talking
my
about?
God, boy.
Yo, did
Listen,
you
he
see that,
averaged
bro?
for the finals period, he averaged in 33.6 and 14. That's just finals period. Played over, it looks about to be about 21 games. So in
You gotta
about
think
Yeah.
about this. We gotta think about the
that
shape
was
Shaq was
cold.
in. Just imagine if Shaq was in perfect shape.
Yeah.
She
That
Just
2000
imagine.
year was
Yeah.
99, 2000.
Yeah.
That was about him getting bigger and he was still moving like he was skinny. But
Mm-hmm.
then
yeah.
after that year, that 2001 is when Kobe. The thing that I can say for Jokic, if Jokic can keep this as alone without somebody having to get onto him to tell him what to do, I can put
Yeah.
him over Shaq eventually because of
Yeah.
Shaq and Kobe shouldn't have never got into a freaking argument
Yeah.
because of you shouldn't get mad at your star player because he wants you to continue being the fucking monster that you've been with him the whole time. Like
Yeah.
no way that we lose, no way that we should have lost the Detroit Pistons in that finals. No way
That
we should
whole
have lost to
four.
them
That
by
whole
by
four.
fat we shouldn't have on thing or whatever. Do you know that Billups said that they said that Shaq wasn't playing as good as he was, so they left Shaq to play one on one and doubled and tripled Kobe that whole series.
Mm.
The reason why Kobe's that's the reason
Mm-hmm.
why people start doubling and on tripling Kobe for the rest of his career like that because of that finals. They
Mm.
showed that even double or triple Kobe was gonna still try to get his rocks off, so it didn't really
Mm-hmm.
matter.
Mm.
So
So force
they
him to take
actually
bad
opened
shots.
up yeah,
Mm.
they actually open up a thing to say that hey, Kobe gonna take his shot regardless of the fact. So teams start doing that around because the Shaq was playing absolutely
Yeah.
like I don't know where Shaq was at. I think he said I'm not hipping Kobe when he wasn't even trying to dominate at all in that series.
Mm.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But
Fair
I
enough.
look at the
Do
other
y'all?
numbers though. He got four
Yeah,
finals. He got three finals MVPs, and he got an
yeah,
MVP.
yeah,
Jokic
Yeah,
got three MVPs, and he has one finals and one finals MVP.
yeah.
yeah. So if he get
But
another one, he would
Still,
you
he's still
don't
playing
go
though, so
ahead,
I feel
Zell.
like you can't. That's
that's
why
what I'm
we just
saying.
can't
He's
say
still
too much
playing.
if he's still playing and
We were just
stuff.
talking about
So
this season. I was saying if he was to win this season, Zell. If Joker was to win this season, that's
no,
why I
Yeah,
was
I mean I
saying.
Joker's
feel
was
like
the
he
win
still
this
got more. He
season.
still got more time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I still don't got him over Hakeem Olajuwon
that's why I was
either.
gonna say Hakeem was my next one. Hakeem was my next one.
I don't got him over Hakeem Olajuwon because Hakeem Olajuwon has the block record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He top three in rebounds. Like he was, if they needed him to be the go-to scorer, he was the go-to scorer
Mhm.
for Houston Rockets. Even though
mm-hmm.
he was the best defender and their best scorer on at the same
That's you
time.
know what, Kate, and
Yeah.
that's the hard part
You
about the
don't hear
Joker
stuff like that.
conversation. Is that Joker? The hard part for Joker is that all of these guys play both sides of the ball. Most all of these big men are two-way players. Joker is the only. I
Yeah.
mean, he got 1.6 steals, but as far as like block and what you know for center to do, as
Defensive
far as
wise,
like the
now
rim
he ain't
protector,
there.
Yeah,
he don't do that. You feel me? And that's
yeah.
the hard part
But they
about it. So
don't
he
do.
has
But
to
That's the
like,
only thing. That's the
excel
only thing that's
higher.
hurting them. Though. That's the only thing that's hurting
That's the
them
one
when these
thing that's really
conversations
kind of
come
hurting
up
him
and
though.
stuff. So
yeah,
yeah,
I don't know if y'all watch anime or not, but
Yeah, I do.
I put Jokic as a Vegeta, as
Mm,
someone who freaking worked on getting his freaking power up, his
right,
freaking offense is
right.
his power. So he just continues to just annotate on that, get that as best as he possibly can.
Yep.
While you have guys that was like uh
Born with it.
Hakeem
Hakeem and Shaq.
Olajuwons and all of them
Both
like
of them.
that, and Shaq, that's like freaking
Born
Goku.
with it.
But they
Yeah.
but freaking they continue to just like spiral and spiral and spiral. And the only thing that the Vegeta could do is look up to see how much better he could get to even out to that.
Right.
And and it's just like he just was born in the wrong country at the wrong time with the
Yeah.
wrong athleticism, and it's just can't he plays defense as best as he can. I see him. He puts the effort out
Yeah.
there.
That is true
He's
too.
not
I will give you that.
yeah,
he is not
I will
out
give
there
you
like
that.
Luca sometimes when Luca's just
Yeah.
standing and watching. Jokic is not out there standing and watching, okay? He's
Hmm.
got his hands up, he's running to the spot and stuff or whatever, but
yeah.
he's
He's
Yeah.
just
trying. He's
like too
trying.
slow.
He's
He
an
can't
effort. He
jump
got the
high
effort.
enough.
He just yeah.
He just don't got the athletic tools to do so. You see
Yeah,
what I'm
Fair
saying? Like
enough.
he just don't have it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
I ain't mad at it. All
that's
right.
all he
Hey,
got
yeah,
to
look.
he
do.
just
Hey, that's all I got, man. Unless y'all wanted to talk about something else, man. We good. I can wrap this up. I post this tonight, bro.
yeah. I was gonna
I
ask
got
y'all
I
one
got one more
question, man.
thing.
Go ahead.
What's
We
up?
rocking
Go ahead.
it. Y'all talk to me. What's
So
up? Would you
Go ahead.
go ahead, Chris?
You can go ahead, Chris.
Oh, all right. If Boston lose this series, who leaving on the team?
It gotta be
I
Jalen
know for
Brown. You can't leave.
I know
I know
Porzingis.
Jason
I
Tatum
think
ain't leaving
Porzingis
at all.
gone.
yeah, Tatum
You
not
I
think
think
leaving.
Porzingis
Porzingis
gone?
gone too.
I
I don't
think
know if anybody would
Porzingis.
want Porzingis, man. What's up with him? He keep getting
Uh,
sick. Well, like, what's up
he
with
don't.
bro?
I don't know what he got going on. Personal
I don't think
reasons.
nobody would want him. He playing. He
They
played.
said he got stomach flu or something. What, like, they said some
I think he
virus or
got that
something.
shit. I think he got that shit, Chris. I think
Hey,
he got
Mike.
that shit for real.
He got
He
I'm
that.
missed
hoping they
40
let
games in the regular season. He can't play
Yeah,
every other game due to what's up? And why y'all
yeah.
letting him touch the ball if he's so sick?
That's what I'm
Get him
Yeah.
saying.
out
Like,
of here.
why you in the game if he might just leave and go to the locker room? Like, this keep him in the
Yeah.
locker room. Then, like, you know what I'm
Something
saying? Like,
ain't
what we
right with
doing?
bro. Something ain't right.
Yeah.
But I think
A
go ahead,
report
go ahead.
came out that he had Asperger's, but then the report was dropped. So
I'm finna say Asperger's like a mental thing. That's like being autistic or something, right? That's like you on a like your thought,
Say,
not necessarily sickly, but more so of
yeah,
how
but
you
like
think and how you
you're
process
not
things.
always you're not always having to be born with it. So like it can have
mm,
different effects to your
Like
body,
so,
to your mind, and to what's going on.
that's
So
it.
okay,
like you can
I
actually
got you.
adapt it as you get older because it could have been someone in your family who had it and you
Yeah,
just
it
got
could have
it
been like a
later on.
recessive trait type of thing and it
Mm,
built up. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
interesting.
So
Hey,
like
to answer your question, Chris, I would love for Jalen Brown to go to the Rockets. I like Jalen Brown on the Rockets, y'all. I do, man. Get Jalen Green. If you take and put
Switch the
Jalen
Jalen's.
Brown
Switch the Jalen's.
if you
Switch the
put Jalen
Jalen's.
Brown on that Rockets team with the same defense, listen, you know he ain't gonna score no 8 points a game. He ain't gonna get
Yeah.
8, 6, 30. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get you
Yeah.
at least 18, 20. With
yeah.
that,
Nah,
think about that
yep.
defense. Jalen Brown, Amin Thompson, Dylan Brooks. They strapping shit up. That is a great defensive man. Come on. I would love, and then I also kind of want to see what Jalen Brown look like by itself. quote unquote.
I think
I
what you
want to
talking
see
about
them take that.
Houston, but we're talking about Houston and stuff. I feel like the future with Amen Thompson and stuff. I feel like they don't even want to mess that up
Move.
right now. I feel like they're not gonna touch the Rock. They're like Jalen Green, yeah, but as for anybody else, they're trying to keep that team core
I
just
don't
to
want
see
you
what
to
it's
move
gonna look
nobody.
like. Just to see what's gonna
Biggest
look
piece,
like. That's it.
yeah. If you got to move Sengun, don't do it.
Yeah.
That completely changes my whole perspective. Don't move
Yeah,
Sengun.
don't you can't
Without
move
Sengun, it's not the
Sengun.
same team. Yeah,
St.
and
Sengun
Louis
got to
and
stay.
Thompson, those are the two players that's untouchable in my
yeah,
opinion. I feel like
yeah,
everybody else, Jabari, Jalen Green, they can kind of go. Like, don't get me wrong, Jabari Smith, he played a good role, but if you need to get some better pieces, I'll let him go.
yeah. I
Yeah,
would like to see.
that's just like on the Celtics. I think Tatum, then
Is
I always forget his
Drew
name,
Holiday,
but
Peyton Pritchard, Derek White?
now now Derek White.
Yeah, well,
Right.
I think Tatum and Derek White and Peyton Pritchard are the three guys that's untouchable on the Celtics. Reason why I say is Peyton Pritchard was actually six man. And he actually is like he gives them that energy. Once he picks up his
They
game
really
like
do.
he did against the
yeah,
Knicks last game, he makes them a whole better team.
I'm
He
telling you.
started shooting trays, and that's when everybody else caught the fever pretty much.
True.
yeah.
And then when it comes to Derek White really ain't had too many bad games in his playoffs and stuff,
He a
man.
utility
And
guy, man.
he's the but he really ain't no utility. He really could be like a guy like that.
There's
But
just
he
so many
because
pieces on the
he
Celtics,
plays
though. That's
defense,
all
he
it is.
plays offense, he plays everything. I was looking at
That's
his
everything.
numbers on the Spurs when he was there, and he was actually getting after it on the Spurs. Derek White
Mhm.
was before he came to the Celtics, and he just picks his spots down when he wants to do that because he every time you talk to him, they talk to him, he's like, look, man, this is Jason and Jalen's team, man. I'm
Yeah.
just there for their support and to help them out as much as they possibly can, and that's basically where he at for real. And
When I say utility, I'm saying Derek White is the kind of player you can put him on anybody team, bro. He can play with anybody. You just tell, hey, what you need me to do? You need me to shoot today? All right, I'm
yeah,
shooting.
trade
You
him
need
to
me to
the
lock him
Lakers.
up? I'm
That's what I
doing that.
want him.
You
I
need
want him
me?
to get traded to the
Ain't
Lakers.
nobody going to the Lakers, man. We not finna start this graphic of putting the
Mhm.
Lakers having
I want him to
Man,
Giannis,
put traded
Joker.
to the Lakers, bro. That's what all I want. I
man,
want a
keep
guy
the
like
Lakers at
that,
home,
man.
man. Why we talking about the Lakers for, man? Keep them at home.
Hey man,
Who?
hey man,
It's
listen
playoffs,
Hey,
here,
man.
man.
Huh?
besides those two, who do you really have? Because everybody else on there, I feel like is a little older for the Celtics. Al Horford ain't going nowhere. I mean, let me
I feel
rephrase.
Al
I
like
Horford
don't
going
want
to
I feel
retirement. Al
Drew
Horford
gonna
going to
stay.
retirement.
Drew gonna stay. You think Drew gonna
Yeah.
stay, Chris? I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Drew fits there so perfectly with them. It's kind of like, I mean, what do you trade him looking to get? You know what I'm
They're
saying?
gonna do
Like, what
that.
are you
They're gonna do
looking to
that
get?
team like the Cavaliers. They're gonna do that team like the Cavaliers when LeBron had D Wade, Isaiah Thomas, and they was like, you know what? This is sending everybody away. They about to just get rid of
I'll blow all
they
that
about to
shit
really
up.
change this team, man. I feel
Yeah,
like you
they
said,
might.
Jason Tatum, Pritchard, and Derek White, or those might be the only people who they try to keep.
Y'all saying y'all keep Jason Tatum over Jalen Brown though? Like you know
No.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
Like
do.
is that the
I
Yeah.
do.
I
For
do.
sure,
I feel
That
like
bro.
with what he did in that city, like with his brand and stuff like that, that's the
yeah.
person you gotta keep. You
hold
Yeah.
know,
They
on,
because
look
Dub
I feel
said
like,
no. I'm gonna hit the head. Dub,
but
tell me why you say no, Dub.
I mean, honestly, I think Jalen Brown is the Batman of the team. I think the NBA did, and as a fellow light skin, I don't like to hate on my light skins, but I think they did a good job at choosing the light skinned brother to be the face of the team. But I mean, let's be honest. Jalen Brown is the backbone of that team. In the playoffs before last year, when they actually finally won and took it all away, the only thing that was stopping them from winning was the fact that the Jason Tatum wasn't stepping up. So finally, Jason Tatum steps up, and now it looks like the whole headlines come together. But I think that's Jalen Brown's team. It always has been. He's too woke. So that
Mhm.
they don't want to give it to him.
Nah, yeah, that's
Mm.
the point about that shit.
That's so hard. That's so hard for me because like since Jason Tatum been on the Celtics, everything been better. Like
yeah. Definitely.
Jalen Brown was there before him.
Yeah,
Like
a lot of people forget
Jalen
that.
Brown was at the team before him.
Mhm.
Like
1 year.
the playoff
Wait,
series, the playoff
go ahead.
series, the
2017,
playoff
2018.
series when yeah, the playoff series when um Jason Tatum was pretty young, him and Jalen Brown both, and they ran into LeBron James. That's Tatum's
That's when he evolved.
his wings freaking spread.
He
And
dunked
since
on he
then,
dunked on
since
LeBron.
he
That was
played in
it.
that series, how he played in that
We'll bring her the
series, how
pass.
Tatum played, that's why they made him that guy. Because of truthfully, I'm just gonna be real with y'all. For me being a defensive player and what I love most is defense, by fact of nature, Jalen Brown is the better defender when it comes to like, you know what I'm saying, down. But when it comes to guarding the most players, Jayson Tatum can guard more players than Jalen Brown. The reason is because of Jayson Tatum is just bigger and he's taller and he plays great defense. He
He has
just,
a
sometimes only difference is Jalen Brown doesn't give up on plays. Tatum has that star factor that gives up on plays, like he'll, let go sometimes, a little bit like how Brun them would do sometimes, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But Jalen Brown got that type of defense where how Mike and Kobe would, like, even if they just got beat across the over, they trying to get back into play and get the
exactly,
shot blocked or something
exactly.
like that or whatever.
Yeah.
So like he got that mentality that's what better than Tatum's. But Tatum has just that game that I don't think Jalen Brown could ever just have
Yeah.
because
Jalen Brown gives me. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Kate. Go ahead, Kate. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
because if you watch other people podcasts, these teams that's in the playoffs, they will tell you that when they go and they look at film, their coaches are telling them ways to stop Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Mm.
They're not,
Yep.
their game plans is not to stop Jalen Brown. Their game plans is to let Jalen Brown get what he get, but to
Yeah.
stop Jason Tatum from having 36, 38, 40 in these, or close to, you know what I'm saying, these closeout game seven series and game sixes he done had in his playouts already so far, where he has these 38 and 10s and stuff like that. That's what they trying to stop.
Yeah.
They don't feel like Jalen Brown's engine can freaking have the them
He can't output
continually to
40.
go
He
over
ain't
that
got that.
hump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you. He ain't got
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
40.
so
Jalen
he
Brown.
ain't got
Jalen
that.
Brown to me plays like he plays like he didn't like basketball wasn't his first sport. Wasn't his first
Right,
sport. His
right.
offensive, like his
Mhm.
movement offensively just kind of looked like he might have been a football player or wrestler or some shit
Hmm.
before he hooped.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think a lot of the why they don't want to trade Jason Tatum, it speaks to what Kay is saying. We value offense over defense, essentially. We value offense over. We know we can. Well, how hard would it be? Let me ask y'all. How hard would it be to go actually get another guy like Jalen Brown? How hard would it be to find a player versus finding a Jason Tatum? You get what I'm
It
saying?
ain't that hard.
I don't. No. I think I have to
I'm
disagree.
just saying.
And
I don't feel
I
either way.
think
I'm
it's
just
hard
asking.
to find.
It's
It's
hard
hard to
to
find a
find
Jalen
somebody
Brown.
who wants to play defense like that and score though.
Mhm.
Exactly. He's a better all around player to me, and I think he will be missed more because this is the NBA. You can find another star, but the
Yeah.
guys who know their role and willing to play it all the way 100, that's hard to find, and that's how you
Yeah.
win
Facts too.
championships.
That's not. Yeah. No, that's
Because
fact.
I can only think of one person who Jimmy.
Yeah,
Jimmy.
exactly. That's a great comparison. Yep.
Yeah. Jimmy about the
Yeah.
only other guy. A man's
Yeah.
getting there. The Thompson twins are
But
getting there.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
They
once
getting
the
there.
Twins get a jump shot, they'll be there. But they still got
You
to
know
work
what? Speaking of the
on that
twins,
offense.
Zell, I don't want him
Yeah.
to get a jump shot. I don't want man Thompson to get a jump shot. I want him to have the same game as Tony Parker. Same game.
Mm.
Boy, athletic. I want
Mm.
that floater game in the paint.
Athletic Tony Parker.
Because
I
what
like
the
it.
way if the man Thompson starts shooting threes, he's
Nah,
doing you a favor. He's
but it's
doing
like
He
you.
don't have to shoot
at least
threes
mid
though.
range,
He
mid
needs to
range.
get a midi like
He just got a
SGA
good
has.
speed.
You know what I'm
That's how.
saying?
Listen,
Like
Tony got a little midi. Tony Parker had a
the
little
free
midi.
throws is
That
Oh,
terrible.
free
Tony
throw.
Parker didn't have a little midi. Tony Parker had a dangerous midi,
That's what
brother.
I'm
Yeah,
saying. I
he
want
was
that
in
type
mid
of
range.
game. I don't want him
Yeah.
shooting threes. Cause bro, he is too free. Like he is. I'm talking about a man. I'm not as familiar with Azul, but a man's
Yeah.
offensively, he is a freak of nature. When it goes 6'7", moving the way he move, and when he
Yeah.
take off, I ain't seen a person jump with him yet. I ain't
Yeah.
seen nobody. I seen somebody try to jump with Ant-Man for yesterday's
And
Heat.
on top of that, a man got
That
that
dog.
dog in him too. A man don't he don't be backing down
You
when
don't.
when shit
I
gets
like that.
popping. He there in the front too. So
And
yeah,
I wanted to see
he
a
one on
man guard
one.
Anthony Edwards. I wanted them to win to see that. I wanted to see that matchup, man. I just want to
Yeah.
see it. I want to see a
We'll
man
see.
guard
We'll
all
see it
these young
next year. We'll
guys.
see it next year, first round.
Yeah, I want to see all of that jump, bro. Look, he to my first round. This dude, man.
Man got
Well,
time. All these guys, they got time. They got time,
that's a
man.
fact.
These
Yeah,
guys, you
God
know,
willing, they
said
got
they
time.
got time.
Everybody's still young though.
Still young. We're going into a whole new era of basketball, pretty
Absolutely.
much. You know what I'm saying?
And and,
I
and
really think it's about time for like all of the guys we grew up on to just go ahead, just say, you know what I'm saying, like hand the
Is
keys
are
off.
they ready? Is it
All
Man,
of
are they
them need
ready?
to.
Is the NBA
man,
ready? We
They
just
don't
had this
have to
conversation
be
a little earlier. Are they
they
Right.
ready?
don't have to be ready though,
They got to go though.
because of evolution is inevitable.
Yeah.
That's a
I
fact.
think the star
And
power. I think the star power is starting to be equal enough to where if they do retire, we still gonna watch. The ticket sales ain't gonna go down. The viewership isn't gonna go down because, like you said, even this year it's must see TV, and we got people fighting for a chip that we haven't seen in a while. So
facts.
I
See,
think
Mhm.
we basketball people, so this NBA
Yeah.
playoffs has been very exciting for us to watch. I don't know if Donovan Mitchell. I hate to use Donovan, but I don't know if he has the same pull as a. I hate to even use Kevin Durant and them, but those are the guys we're replacing is the Kevin Durant and Steph
oh
Curry.
no, he
Right?
don't have the
We
same
don't.
pool as
He
them.
don't
These
have it. That's
guys,
why I said I didn't want to
they
use
they
him.
ain't gonna get. They
But
not gonna have that same pool because of like they're just not those type of like.
Yeah. The way they
and that's
market
what
Well,
them, all
and
that
that's what I'm
shit.
saying,
the younger
y'all.
players don't.
Yeah.
The younger players still ain't getting marketed as like the guys that's
Right.
on like front of
Right.
everything. Only
Right.
one that's really is
Yeah,
SGA and Anthony Edwards.
and,
yeah,
And
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 SGA
Anthony
Wiggins
is
come
the
to
only
the
ones
league.
who getting all
And
the
Ja.
commercials
Yeah,
and
Ja
all of the
too.
different things. Yeah,
yeah.
Ja now, when Ja plays in the playoffs, though, you should look at what his numbers are, what they was watching the Memphis games, bro.
oh yeah,
People love Ja
yeah.
Morant, I tell you.
Lamelo
He is like
Lamelo Ball is
must
my
see
other one.
TV.
I want Lamelo to
Yeah.
do. I want him to make it to the playoffs because I
See,
think people would like watching
He got
Lamelo.
it.
But
He
well,
got
he
to.
hey,
got to
that's a
leave.
long. We a
Yeah. He
long
got
way
to
He
away.
got
go.
to leave Charlotte though. He got
Yeah.
to
He got
leave
to
Yeah,
go.
Charlotte though.
yeah.
He
We'll
got
get.
to
Believe it or
We'll
go,
not,
bro.
though, with
go ahead.
Donovan Mitchell, and I know you say he won't bring as much viewership, but I mean with him with the city that he's in, because it's not like he's in a major city. So the fact that
Right.
he's able to add that much viewership to like a smaller market, we haven't
Right.
been
I
able
got
to.
you. It still
I haven't wanted to
scales.
watch the Cavs since LeBron was there. You know what I mean? And
And
now
K
I'll
That's
K
check him
said
out
that
because
earlier. That's
that's
yeah,
why I
K
said,
said that
yeah,
earlier.
bro. Utah and
Hmm.
them are both for small markets, and he made
Yeah.
That's
both
fair.
of those cities like he made both of them teams 60-win teams, bro. Like
yep,
Donovan Mitchell ain't really did nothing but win.
yep.
And
Yeah. On
the
top
the
of that.
series that I seen him lose, you should look at his stats and what all he
His
tried to
output.
do for them to win. Like last year when the Cavs lost, like he was 30-point games after
Mhm.
another,
Yeah, man.
and freaking the others just like went to
He a
disappearing
baller, bro.
act.
He's a baller, bro. What was the K? You had
Mhm.
something else you wanted to bring up? Did y'all have something? You had something else? You remember?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to so my last question is that when y'all asked that question right there about um who is it, Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, who y'all was gonna pick or whatever like that or whatever. So
Mm,
when it comes to y'all next era of players that's the NBA really needs to market
mm-hmm.
without y'all really liking these players about how their personality is, just their game and what they've been doing for the NBA. If y'all had five players that y'all could choose, like every other era, done had five players that they can market, who would y'all be? My market would be just, I'm not talking about because they quiet, they don't talk much and stuff or whatever. I'm just talking about because if they can bring viewership, that game
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
matches to that viewership, and they're
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So the five players I would say is, I don't really like SGA, but I can't go without putting SGA right there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Edwards,
Yep.
Jason Tatum,
Yep.
uh, Ja Morant, and freaking the last one is so hard because of like overseas players. It's so hard for the NBA to market, believe it or not. Like overseas players are so hard for them to market or not or whatever. And that left
I,
me with, am I gonna go with Jokic? Am I gonna go with Giannis? Or am I gonna go with Luca?
Mhm.
And I
mm,
had no choice but to go with Luca because Luca's in LA.
Yep.
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
I feel like the NBA didn't have another way. I feel like the NBA is going their way to trying to boost up the Western Conference like they did back in the day because of I feel like the NBA had a lot to do with Luca getting back to the Lakers. The reason
Okay.
why I say
Makes
that
sense.
is because of when the
Oh,
Lakers is a down team, the viewership for the NBA
yeah.
goes
It goes
down
down.
Yep. That's a
drastically.
fact. Yeah,
So
that's a fact.
they brought Luca
Mhm.
because they know players didn't really want to play with LeBron James anymore because he's they don't feel like they're gonna be a
He's old.
statue or they standing
Oh
around.
yeah.
He's
Mm-hmm.
older. He gonna play the game how he want to play it, and it ain't gonna be no change. So they brought Luca there so that they could help get rid of the overseas type thing, because the Dallas kept the overseas type thing for their overseas players. They wanted them to be like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when it comes to Luca, they brought him to LA hoping that he sprouts out with all
Yeah.
of that LA energy and what LA
And get
does for
everything moving. Yeah,
players,
yeah, yeah.
so
Mm-hmm.
that they can have those series with him and Anthony Edwards against each other,
Yeah.
him and Ja Morant against each other, and them to continue to
And
uplift.
SGA.
And it's a big market because believe it, the rest of them players who I named, they're not in real big markets.
Yeah.
They're not.
I got
Those aren't the big markets. So they got to have a big market team that goes with that. Other than the
going to the
Celtics with
NBA.
Jason Tatum,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the Celtics with the NBA, SGA, OKC is not a big market. You know what I'm saying? OKC is not a big market.
Yeah, that's a fact. They
Um,
trying to get there. They
Ja
trying, but
Hey,
Morant,
hey,
they got
I
a
Ja
got
great
one
Morant,
fan
that
base.
y'all
Memphis is
sleeping
not a big
on.
market.
I got
Hmm?
one.
What's say, Chris? Go ahead, Chris.
Trey Young.
Oh, talk to me. Yeah. Oh,
Trey
yeah. We
Young.
definitely do, Trey. Get my boy
They
Trey in there.
sleep. They
Zaya,
be
why you ain't
sleeping on
smiling,
Trey.
man? Smile for my boy Trey, man. I don't
Man,
like
Yeah,
it
I
like
haven't
talk
Mountain
about
Dew commercial. Man, you
I
gotta do a
haven't seen
oil
them.
change. I
I
don't
Oh,
like
haven't
putting
seen
on
that.
them to
fade.
like.
They
I
sleep
haven't
on
seen them
Trey,
to
bro.
be able to market 5, 10 guys.
Listen, I got an answer for you. That's obvious. Him right here. Why they don't talk about him?
Yeah.
Why
You
not?
gotta
He
see
dating
too.
Coco
That's another
Jones. He's
thing
averaging
too.
40 in the playoffs. Why they not? Why is he not even in the argument for being the face of the league? I don't
I think
Because
understand.
Donovan Mitchell is quiet, and so is Coco Jones.
And so it's but
Neither
I'm
one
just
of
saying, if
neither
we
one of
answering
those
your question,
people are
yeah,
people who
but
wants to be in the
he's right though.
media,
He's
so they're
right.
not gonna
He's
grow up
right.
like
He's
that.
right. Because I
go
feel
ahead,
like
Zell.
Jalen Brunson plays in New York. That's a big market. He should be marketable. But he's not out there. He don't say nothing. He don't
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
do
be
like
chilling. He be
you know
chilling.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I
He
feel
ain't
like what
chilling.
he's saying. The people you want to market are the people who show the personality. Like the reason why Ant-Man is what he is because he has the personality.
Yep.
He's not
Yeah.
the best player in the league, but some people might think he is the best player because we see him on the TV all the time. Like he had all the commercials, you hear him
But
posting, all that. He's the main person everybody
Zell,
talking
he
about.
in a small market,
Right.
so being in the market don't matter. He
That
in a
too.
small
Yeah.
market.
Yep, that
Yeah,
too.
That's a good
he
point.
kind of like a Ocho. He kind of like a Ocho.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
a
that's what
small
I'm saying. The small markets don't matter until
The
the
personality comes
fan
out with it.
until the personality
market.
comes around. You see what I'm
I feel
saying?
you, Zell.
If the personality is big enough,
Yeah.
then the market don't really matter. Like
Yep.
Allen Iverson on the 76ers, for example.
Yeah, but Allen Iverson was, I mean, he was that guy too. I mean, he
He was
brought
a
he
culture. It
took
was
the
a
Sixers
culture
to
shock
the
too for
finals.
them. Well, for them,
Yeah,
you know.
That's what
it
I'm
was a culture
saying.
shock
The
for everybody
76ers
for
and
the league.
Bulls wasn't big markets at first before Michael Jordan and Allen Iverson got there.
Yeah.
Those were miniature markets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to
But
answer
now
K's
those
question. I got a couple more players. Paulo Ventura out of Orlando.
Mhm.
I think he is one of the coldest. But and I had an argument early in the pod, not this one, but we was talking about best number one picks that got drafted in the last 6 years. I think he got an
yeah.
argument for being in that conversation.
But he'll have to bring the personality to be in that
Yeah, he
conversation for
gotta
them to
have it. But
market
yeah,
him
you asked
because
me who
of
was talking about
yeah.
hooping. We talking about basketball. I think if
Right.
you go
Oh yeah.
Palu, you put a guy. I
Hmm.
want to hit every angle, right? We got a guy like
Yeah.
Palu. If you do a guy like
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton, who speaks to
Yeah.
a pure point guard, who
There we
speaks
go.
to just playing basketball the right way, and then you give me a guy
Yeah.
like Ben Thompson, who also exhibits grit, but defensively, and you speak to, hey
Hmm.
man, this dude strap up. So when I make posts, bro, I try to post and say, look, man, y'all keep saying that the
Mm-hmm.
game ain't doing this, bro. But if you watch Ben Thompson and Azure Thompson, they play 90s basketball. They play defense, they shoot layups, they dunk the ball. You might see them shoot 2 threes a game. You might. They play that type of style. So there's a style of play for everything. So in my mind, a guy like Cade Cunningham comes to mind, right?
Yep.
He's another bucket getter where he passes up threes. Even in his last series, he was pissing me off not shooting threes. I was like, Cade, shoot that up. But Cade, a hezzy, midi,
Yeah, I
every
absolutely
time.
think
You know
Cade
what I'm
can be
saying?
marketable again because I
Yeah.
think the Detroit tried to turn back into the bad boys of Detroit
Yeah.
Come on, man.
again this year.
Rightfully
So,
so.
but for them to
They
continue
embrace that.
doing that, for them to continue embrace, they got to embrace that, and they got to continue
Yeah.
doing it as years progress and things continue to go on. But
My
for
last two
the
guys.
thing
Hold
why I
on,
say that
KK. My
thing,
last two guys. Wemby.
hmm
Wemby and Zion.
oh
Zion
yeah,
got to
I
stay
forgot
healthy.
about,
I forgot about
We
I
still
forgot
Wimby.
got
about
Zion.
They
Zion.
gonna find
Those are my
they
last
gonna
two guys.
find a way to
I'm
yeah
done with
Wimby. They
Zion.
gonna find a way for
Yeah, I
Wimby for
don't. I
sure.
mean, yeah.
With him.
Zion got to go to another team and like change
He
his
got to
life
move.
for them to
He
like
got to
market
move,
him.
man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
Because when he play though, he is a
He's
top
such
yeah,
a
driver.
Like
He
Zion
is
needs to go to church.
killer.
solid. He not a
Him to be
He's such a
top.
big name though.
yeah. It's
He's
hard to
such
call
a
him a
big
bust.
name
It's hard
though.
to call him a bust the way he plays. It's just like every time you play at a high level. So it's just like
What I
why are
tell
you
you,
not
Zell,
Yeah,
playing
bro.
he
consistently
They
the first
can't
of his
guard him,
kind. He
bro.
the first bust that's gonna average 27 for his career. He the first one of
man?
his kind. He is a
But
baller.
Zion,
he not even a bust though,
He's
because
not. He's
buses
not.
you can't stay on ESPN if you a bust, bro. They
that's
know
true.
he not a bust. They trying to help him to get back to it
He
because
got
of
to get out of New Orleans.
The
He has to
NBA
get out of New
really
Orleans.
want
He
He has
does.
to
the
get out of New
NBA really
Orleans.
wants him to be
Cause he
marketable
could be the guy.
Yeah.
because
Now when we talk
he's
about
too
Yep.
big of
prestige,
he's
he
too
could be
big
the guy.
time. You know what I'm saying?
Where y'all
He
want
the
him to
only guy
go?
who I know that when you talk to a prostitute that they bring it up on ESPN.
Yep.
Like
Where y'all want him to
like
go? Like what
Where
if he
Zion
leaves out
go?
of New Orleans? Where he need to go? Where he gonna shine at?
where's
And
he gonna
actually,
shine
Where
at?
he
I
can
think he
shine.
can
I'm
shine
thinking,
anywhere,
yeah,
but
he can shine where he
he
fit.
has to go to a team player. He has to go to a team where it has like
A
veterans
vet.
that's gonna make him like freaking be that type of guy, you know what I'm saying, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Like
And
35 plus
let
vet
me ask you
status.
yeah,
You
this:
know
I
who the
think
best look?
but he needs it.
Go ahead,
What
Yeah.
does
Zell.
he look like?
Go
What
ahead.
does he look like in Orlando?
Hmm?
What does he look
He
like
play
in
him
Orlando?
and Palu play the same spot. They got too many of the same guy.
Oh,
Him,
gotcha.
Palu, and Franz, they
They
all
gotta get
kind of
rid
do
of
the
one of
same
them
type of shit.
stars and stuff.
Yeah,
They
I
but
gotta
like
he
get rid of Franz.
France clog it up too much for Zion
Yeah,
to
they
actually
do.
play
They
his
do the
game.
same shit. You
Honestly,
know who
Well,
would be a
they
they
do
good
gotta
like the
mentor though,
same
y'all?
stuff.
You know who would be a
Who?
good mentor? Draymond
well,
Green.
LeBron James.
Hmm.
LeBron too.
Draymond Green ain't no
That's true.
Draymond
Draymond Green
Green,
Draymond.
send
could
his
be a
ass
good
out there.
one though.
Passing
Send
of the
him out
torch.
there
That's true.
Yeah, you're right though. But
Mm, nah,
I
you
feel
have point.
like
Yeah.
he needs like a superstar like guy to like actually go under their wing like a
Yeah.
KD or Bron. He like needs to hang
nah,
out with them
KD the
for
wrong
KD,
person.
he not to
Yeah,
hang out
KD
with
ain't
them
gonna be
for a
KD
a
don't
summer
superstar.
care.
though. Now the
Yeah,
reason why
KD the wrong person.
now the reason why KD is because of no matter how much KD don't care, KD loves basketball and
That's
his
the
All
mama
problem.
he
more
cared
than he
about.
loves anything else.
That's
So
all
he's
he cared
not
about
gonna
is
let
basketball and his
anything else
mama.
jeopardize basketball and his mama.
That's
So
Yeah,
he
it.
that's
can
true. And his
show
mama
he
is
can
funny.
show
That is true.
For real.
he can show him
That is
for
true. It's
real,
valid.
bro. He like the water. He
No,
like
you're
the
right.
water.
Happy
He
Mother's
like the
Day, by the
water
way.
boy. Like my mama said. That's what KD stuff be
Hey,
like,
you
man.
ain't
For
wrong.
real, all the time, bro. But like for real though, like but KD can give him that like factor of like, bro, this basketball, like it been since you was in high school,
Hmm.
college. I know you that guy. You been that guy. Just play basketball and all of the other stuff gonna come. That's all
Yeah.
KD did.
Mhm.
KD didn't cut
Mhm.
his hair. KD didn't wear no flashy clothes. KD
That's
didn't
true.
drive up in all of these big time cars.
He
Yeah.
do nothing.
But he still
I
was
was
getting
gonna
commercials, all these
yeah.
commercials. He was still going to the finals.
Yep.
Like,
Mhm.
you know
KD
what I'm
just a bona
saying?
fide
Like, or
hooper,
whatever.
bro. He's
Hey,
still
I
a
was
hooper.
gonna say this. What about not necessarily a player, but a coach like Eric Spoelstra? Go out there to Miami, man. He don't necessarily
That
fit
would
with
be
Bam. You have to get Bam up out of there, but in Miami
Miami's
in
good
itself,
for his body size and stuff like all that body
maybe
stat shit. Like that's
maybe a
I feel
coach,
like that
maybe a
will
coach that can talk to him and get
Yeah,
him.
but
You know what I'm saying?
he in the best shape he been since he been in the NBA right now
yeah,
though.
Man,
yeah,
they
he
say
is.
For
that
them
every three
last couple
months
of
for him,
games.
man.
Yeah,
Nah,
they
Every
but
do.
other
this
They do.
3 months,
time,
he like that.
but he held it for the longest. They said that he held it for a
Yeah,
long time. So you know what I'm saying.
I ain't mad at
But
that. But
like, I don't
Zion,
know. It's
he's
so hard
definitely
to
gonna be.
like listen to the media sometimes because they swear that
Yeah,
Luca got up to 270 pounds. But
right.
I was seeing this guy standing out there. He did not look 270 pounds,
Yeah,
bro.
but he couldn't
And he
run the whole
wasn't
game
wearing
though.
wearing
About
big
the fourth quarter, he was
clothes.
done.
He wasn't wearing big clothes either. So you know what I'm saying, stuff
Hmm.
or whatever. But
yeah, man. Hey, look,
yeah, that
Dub.
was the
Oh,
thing
my
I had
bad. Go
there.
ahead. I was gonna say, Dub, you got something else, man? Because I know you came up late, man. We
Yeah,
done talked
yeah,
about
yeah.
everything I wanted to.
Y'all mentioned pretty much the heavy hitters as far as like that can bring in viewership, but you mentioned Halliburton, and I had a conversation with
Mm.
you on
Oh yeah.
is Halliburton top 10 in his position right now, and I think we can make the argument that he is.
Top 10. I think Halliburton top
I think he
five.
top 10 easy. I was gonna say top
Yeah,
five would be a part of
Top
that.
I
five.
he
think
definitely
Halliburton
top
he a
10.
top five point guard in the NBA in my opinion, for real, especially because of like
He made clutch shots, all that.
Halliburton gives off um Chris Paul. When he plays the point guard position, he
Mm,
gives off Chris Paul. Outside of he can't play defense as good as Chris Paul did
mm.
because people forget how great Chris Paul was on the
Nine-time All
defensive
NBA
side.
defensive
Good
team.
dog.
Hmm.
And he
Listen,
got a
but they
couple
forget
skills
all about
championships.
that. They forget about that.
Hmm
But listen, when it comes to like having assists and not turning the ball over, man. Like you can't ask for more in a point guard.
He had a
And
month.
Tyrese
He had
Halliburton,
yeah.
he had a terrible game last game and still only had 2 turnovers.
That's true. That's true.
Like, like
That's
that's
true.
crazy. Like he had 5.6 assists, but it was still had only 2 turnovers.
Yeah, I think that's what sets him apart is his efficiency. What
That's
about
my
since I got to throw it in there? What about De'Aaron Fox? Where y'all put him in the top?
I know you love De'Aaron Fox. You love Fox, man.
I gotta represent for my. Hey, I gotta represent
You
for my.
love Fox. I
He
think he top
definitely
10. I
top.
don't think he top 5.
Man, y'all Kentucky
think he's
guys
top 10.
always love y'all Kentucky guys. Stop
Got
that.
to.
Yeah, he
Man.
went to
You be the
school with me,
same
Kate.
way,
He went to
man.
school with me. Yeah, he went
Yeah,
to school
I
with me.
figure. Yeah, y'all Kentucky
What
guys,
you had
something
said,
serious,
Chris? My
man.
bad.
I said he definitely top 10. I don't
De'Aaron
know
Fox
about top
is?
5. Yeah.
De'Aaron
Top
Fox?
10 for sure. Because he
At his
changed it.
position, yeah.
He
I don't know,
immediately
y'all.
got to
That
the
point
Spurs
guard
and
get
changed
kind of that
the
point
dynamic
guard kind of
of how they were
murky.
doing it.
I don't know, man. I know Luca is labeled point guard. So Luca,
We got
uh
Luca,
Luca,
SGA,
and then you
Jalen
got
Brunson,
Tyrese Halliburton, SGA,
Curry.
Jalen Brunson, and Curry.
Curry.
That would be top 5.
You got
That's 6.
we said Trey
That's
already.
Yeah.
K top five.
Trey
Easily.
would be 6 on the way out, 6 or
The way
7.
the
What
way
about
K
LaMelo
played this
Ball?
year,
What about
K got to
LaMelo
be up
Ball?
there.
LaMelo
Mm-hmm.
Ball.
Melo.
Oh yeah, LaMelo Ball.
I
He
don't
got
And
he
know.
got
he in
It's like
top 10
LaMelo
though.
Ball got it, but it's like he don't got it. I don't know.
what,
It's just like he got to leave at Charlotte for us to
what about
really
Ja?
see.
Ja Morant. Ja Morant.
Yeah, for
Shit, I
sure.
forgot about Ja though. Ja
Ja
crazy,
Morant.
bro. I don't know.
When he healthy, yeah.
Ja?
Yeah.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
look. What about Darius Garland?
I
Darius
mean,
don't
he's
got
a
Garland,
him.
like,
baller. He
Hey,
ain't got
I
the
got him
game, but
11.
he's a
I'm just
baller.
naming names.
I
Oh,
got
wow.
Darius Garland 11 for real.
I would
I
have
got
to
him
look
at
at. I have to look
11.
at everybody for me to really like put 10 down. Like maybe catch me next
Yeah.
podcast to get my
I mean, we
top
got
10.
7 already. What? You said Darius
That's
What
Garland. I
I
good.
mean,
say?
you might as well throw him in there as 8.
Oh, I say EJ, we can throw in the next podcast top 5 players of each position
Hey,
in the
y'all come
NBA
mess
for
with us, man.
what we think, you know what I'm saying, or whatever.
Yeah, that's a
And
bet.
then we can go from there for
So we can
real.
tap in for real.
Because of
I got a
yeah,
brainstorm on that one.
All right,
yeah,
that's a
because
bet
of
then. All right.
what I was about to say, man. I know y'all probably ain't big football guys though, but I just had to say this while we was on this podcast, man.
Go ahead.
I hate when GMs and owners get too over their teams and things and stuff of that nature or whatever, where their pride messes up the rest of the like the things for the rest of
Organization.
their team for the organization.
Pat
Like
Riley.
the New Orleans Saints, for example, I feel
Derek
like
Carr.
they
I just saw
made an
that.
absolutely bust, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
with waiting to get that guy who they drafted at quarterback
Thinking he
because
could
of
get back there.
that's what their owner usually drafts, that type of quarterback. He ain't never went into that side of like getting a dual threat or black quarterback of of that nature of drafting one. And
Mm-hmm.
he waited and he got this guy as the third quarterback off the board
Yeah.
over the
Sure.
Dylan Gabriel and Shadir Sanders that went to Cleveland,
Mm.
over Jalen Milroe, who could have been a freaking a player who they could have freaking just sat behind even
Mm-hmm.
oh boy for a little while, you know what I'm saying? But now
Yeah.
they gotta try to make Spencer Rattler work.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more politics in the NFL than it is in the NBA,
They
man.
shot themselves in their
That's a
foot.
lot.
They
I
shot
would also
themselves in
make
the
the
All right, yeah,
argument.
definitely.
I would also make the argument that at the NBA is in a lot. I would say they pioneering as far as like major corporations who are really putting the culture at the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
So
At the
definitely
four.
got
I
to give
got
Oh,
credit.
that's because of LeBron James.
All
Like,
right,
believe
here
it or
you go.
not,
Talk about
LeBron
LeBron.
James.
Here you go.
Listen
All
though,
right, Tyler.
I'm saying though,
Go ahead, Kate.
the reason why the NBA went to where it is now and the players got so important is because of LeBron James was about to shut out and tell them that, hey, either y'all make Black Lives Matter and all this stuff a big priority in the
Yep.
league, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna silence myself out. I'm not gonna be being marketable or anything no more, and I'm gonna step back.
Yep.
For like a regular
Mm-hmm.
star player, that would have been like the NBA was like, I can find my next guy, you know what I'm saying, or
Fact.
whatever. But
EJ,
you know
EJ,
why?
you ain't
They
gonna like
You know
this.
why
probably
that didn't
did Mark
work?
You ain't gonna like
Kaepernick.
this, but MJ
It
would
didn't work
never.
because of
Oh, yeah.
LeBron James
MJ would
had
MJ would
never.
have never. Never.
LeBron James had KD and Steph Curry on their side. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So if LeBron James sat and said, "Hey, I'm not doing this," KD and Steph was about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
So who was the next guy that you was about to be going to be your marketable
Man,
guy from
Jason Tatum would have did
2019, 20 to then?
it.
Donovan Mitchell,
Jason
man.
Tatum would have did it.
Donovan
This
Mitchell,
was
man.
2000. EJ, this was 2019 when this conversation came up. Who was
Yeah.
they gonna
Oh,
market
okay.
outside of
Oh,
them
that's true.
guys in
That's
That was
true.
it. That was
2019,
them.
That's
20?
true.
Yeah, that was them.
That's true.
No James
Who y'all
Harden.
got?
Yeah, you what?
Who y'all got coming out the
Right.
East, man? Who y'all got coming out the East? You gotta put some money on it. Who y'all got coming out the East?
What was
If
the
y'all
best
had to put
man?
money on it.
If I had to put money on who coming out the East
I'm jumping off the
on
cliff and
this,
picking the
I'm gonna
Knicks.
I'm
The
gonna
Knicks?
take
Jumping off the cliff.
I say
I'm gonna
Boston,
take
bro.
the
You got the
Celtics
Pacers,
with
Chris?
1,000 Alex.
No, I got Boston.
I
Boston.
got the Boston
I got
Celtics with
Boston.
1,000 Alex. I want to double
If the
down and
Knicks win
say
tonight,
that.
what if the Knicks win? I'm riding with Zell, man. I'm going Knicks.
Listen, I'm not gonna do
Jump
what
off the
if
cliff.
because of
That's what
listen
you
to
asked
this.
about. We jump off the cliff.
Let me tell y'all. For what I want to tell y'all is the Celtics won't lose another game in the series. Jayson Tatum and Jalen Brown are going to show you that while they're the best duo in the NBA right now.
Flip it.
And
Flip
the
it.
Knicks are going to show you that the Knicks
I,
have been ass and they will continue to be ass,
Flip
and that
it up.
they're just
Flip it
trying to
up.
give something to talk about right now. And yeah, they're not going to beat the Celtics.
if they play
They
like they
had a
played
good
last
run.
night, it's a wrap.
They
Hey,
play
I'm
like
gonna
they
The
tell
played
y'all
last
this.
round.
This
the
is a month.
Celtics
Hey, for
the
people who
Celtics
bet,
was
this
up
is a
20 points.
money making year right here. If you're betting, I'm going with the under on everything. So I'm taking the Thunder over the Nuggets. I'm
Yes.
taking well, I'll take the T Wolves over the Warriors. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take the T Wolves over the Warriors because that's common sense. And I'm gonna go ahead and take the Pacers over the
You
Cavs.
said that's common sense. I want to go against you on that too because of
So what? The
the
T
Warriors
Wolves over
gonna
the
win the
Warriors?
next game because the T Wolves are gonna lose next game because of the NBA wants to see Steph Curry back on the court again, and
Yeah,
he
but
won't
how
really
good is
be
he gonna
back
be when
there
he come
until
back?
Game 6.
They
He
gotta
How
get
good
won't
is
be
he
game
gonna
back
be
there
when he
six.
until
come
Game
back?
They
6.
gotta get game
If
six.
they give him until
Yeah,
Game
look,
6, it's a four after Game 5. It's a 4 game wait. It's 4 day wait before Game 6, so it gives him time to get himself ready for Game 6.
Steph
yeah,
Curry
Yeah.
being who Steph Curry is
hey,
and the greatness he has, I don't never want to doubt him, but the margin of error is too slim for the Warriors. And man,
Nah.
if they jumping up for them
He gonna
rebounds,
pull a
bro,
Will
they having to
Smith.
step
He
on their
gonna pull a Will
tiptoes, bro.
Smith.
'Cause,
Come out the
I
locker
mean,
room.
rebounds for
I'm
T
just
Wolves
saying,
out of this
Anthony
world.
Edwards still has time to have another bad game like has been in these playoffs, and then Jimmy
David Hunter.
Butler can Jimmy Butler every time that you count Jimmy Butler out, he finds a way to go and find some type of superpower to uplift himself and the rest of his team, no matter how many people don't like it, how many people don't agree with it. Jimmy Butler
Jimmy
updates
Butler's the
every
man.
statistic in his
yeah.
game to make
Yeah.
sure that a team can get to the next level.
I
The
So
got
that's why
Timberwolves,
I say that Jimmy Butler can do it.
Go
the
ahead,
I got
Chris. Who
T
And
you
Wolves.
got,
the,
I
Chris?
got T
Timberwolves
Wolves over
Lakers, bro.
Warriors. I got Pacers over the Cavs, and I got the Knicks over the Celtics.
Right.
well,
What you say, Chris?
if
Hold
I
on,
was a
Chris had said something. What'd you say,
I
Chris?
said the Timberwolves championships was beating the Lakers, bro.
That's it.
Guaranteed.
They good.
Chris,
Hey, Dan.
After they beat the Lakers, bro, they regular now. They regular.
It's
Nah,
good.
man, they
All
can
right,
beat
man. Look, man, I
they
gotta go, man.
yes, man.
Y'all boys go
Hey,
ahead,
yeah, yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, y'all right, man. But make sure that none of y'all put real money on the Knicks to beat the Celtics because I would hate for any of y'all to be broke because my boy Jason Tatum's gonna take y'all money for real because of like they was up 20. Remember they was up 20 points game 1 and
It was
game
up 20
2.
both games. Both games.
And then they was up 20 this game 3. And then my boy Jalen Brown said where the dogs at. Ruff, 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 ruff.
Exactly. My
And
boy
then
Jalen
and
Brown
then
said where the
and
dogs
then
at. Double
All
and
right,
team
then
y'all,
now it's
Jalen
man.
Brown.
over.
Let
Hey,
Jason Tatum do whatever
Look,
he wants.
Knicks and 5. Knicks and
Hey,
5.
listen, man.
I'm
Hey,
gone.
listen, all
hey, light skins up 1,000. All right, bro.
right,
Light
man.
skins
Bye bye.
up
All right.
Appreciate
for
y'all,
All
you
right,
boys,
know what I'm
Peace
man.
out, man.
saying?
All
I
right, y'all.
appreciate y'all. Be
Peace out.
safe, man. All right.
Bye.
All right.